cover a sector while you do your pre-combat checks. Everybody clear on that?
Tracking, Sergeant.
Excellent. Alright, so I said two terms a minute ago, movement and maneuver. Can anybody stand to guess what's the difference between movement and maneuver? Alright, I'll take that as a no. Alright, so movement is when you're in a, depending on what your squad leader calls, but you could be in a squad column, whatever. And you are moving from point A to point B. That is movement. Hell, you can even have a enemy combatant standing 2 meters from you. As long as he's not engaging you, you're still in movement. As soon as you come engaged under fire, you are now transitioning from movement to maneuver. Now, in addition, now being engaged is being shot at. So, like I said, if you have an enemy that's standing 2 meters away from you and he's not engaging you, that's not, he's not firing at you, he's not being hostile, he's just being stupid, that's not being engaged. So at that point, he is not a contact. So you're staying in movement, you're not being engaged, and he is not a contact. As soon as he turns to engage you, you transition from movement to maneuver, because you are now maneuvering to engage the enemy, and he is now a contact. So when he's not engaging you, he's anything but a contact. You can call him a military age male, an enemy soldier, unknown, but anything but a contact. And the same thing goes for civilians. There's no reason why civilians should be called out as a contact. Contact is a person that is actively engaging you. So movement, not being engaged. Maneuver, you are engaged. Simple as that. So here's some keys, things to do to move successfully. Obviously, movement formations, which we will go over, and movement techniques. So what you think you should be doing, there's no definite answer until you get into the field and start doing it. And obviously you're going to have questions, and that's where METTC kicks in. You do what you need to do to improvise, adapt, and overcome. But here are some things that will help out so you don't lose your fucking mind when you get put in a situation. Do you want to maintain cohesion? Maintain communication. That's a fucking big one. You could highlight it with every fucking highlighter you had and star and fucking underline it. That would be the one. So maintain communication. Maintain momentum. Provide maximum protection. And obviously make enemy contact in a manner that allows them to transition smoothly to offensive or defensive action. Obviously, cohesion comes with time and a lot of practice. Communication. Me and Sergeant Smith have been doing this for a little while now. Not as much as Top, but we've seen enough that fucking communication is fucking always underutilized during OSUT, especially day 4 and today. And it's fucking underutilized a lot of times with people that are billeted. So don't be afraid to communicate. Maintain momentum. We're a fucking light infantry. Momentum is our thing. Most we have is fucking air support, and that's not always there, especially when the AO is heavily fortified with fucking AA with Tunguskas and fucking Chokas. So, speed. We don't allow them to fucking move to counter us or bring in reinforcements, or even if we're sneaky enough, get to the AO without them knowing, so we can hit them unaware. Provide maximum protection. Yes, there will be times where you are fucking pulling 360 and the fucking firefight is on your right or left flank or behind you. Don't drop your sector and get fucking tunnel vision into the fucking firefight that is going on. Because the second you do that, there's going to be a fucking asshole that comes in through your sector and fucking shoots everybody in the back. It's been done quite a few times, and it's fucking embarrassing nonetheless. So, as boring as it might be, keep your sector covered and do your job. Last but not least is to make enemy contact in a manner so you don't want to stumble upon enemy. You don't want to, if you can help it, stumble into a enemy ambush. Now, there are contact drills that can be done for reacting to such things. So there's near and fore ambush, or just reacting to ordinary contact with the enemy. If I have time, I am going to go over that today. But as this statement here says, careless movement usually results in contact with the enemy at a time and place of the enemy's choosing. To avoid this, leaders must understand the constantly changing interrelationship between unit movements, terrain, and weapon systems within their operations. So picking a route beforehand is a fucking very important thing. Being able to read terrain features on the map, see which way the land is moving, what's between you and your objective, what kind of land features can you use to get yourself from point A to point B mostly undetected. And if you are come under contact, where are some good fallback points and land features for you to use to either get a defense or push an offensive position into the enemy. So there's a lot to it than just fucking running a gun. Alright, so at this point I would like to go over some formations. So we'll be moving out here shortly, but I need a volunteer who would like to be Alpha Fire Team leader today. Oh! Sergeant Smith has one already. Who would that?
Oh no, I'm talking about the
two?
I'm talking about the formations. I got that established.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you have enough for 2 team leads.
We only got 3 guys though.
5 guys will fill in on them for the live fire.
Alrighty. Okay, so we need 2 fire team leaders. It's even better. Who wants to volunteer as a fire team leader for Alpha and Bravo?
I'll be one of them.
Take the other.
Alright. Let me just make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Take?
Correct.
Excellent. You're Alpha. And Groat, you are Bravo.
These Jolly Ranchers are delicious. I never had Jolly Ranchers.
Correct, sir.
Someone gave me some. Good.
So remember, I don't know if y'all remember when I was giving out day 1. You're now referring to yourself as Alpha and Bravo. You're not longer fucking Take and fucking Groot. You need to talk to me or Sergeant Smith or your fucking guys need to talk to you. It's Alpha and Bravo. Excellent. You have any other spots already filled up, Sergeant Smith?
Affirm. We're going to get 3 guys, which you already have in mind, who's going to connect to help fill in as well.
Right, I was just saying where we need place Private Nokivo.
Oh, he could be a AR grenadier if he wants to. I'm sorry, an
All
AR
right.
grenadier, but under any other team.
You have a preference, Private? Private Novico? You have a preference?
No preference.
Alright, I'll give you the AR since it's a little bit fun, more fun to shoot, and a Grenadier kind of takes practice. Alright, so y'all know what y'all are going to be doing.
Wow, sometimes.
Follow me out to the flight sergeant. Let's get fucking kitted out.
How many supposed to be having on day 4? 3 and 4, I should say. Okay, Holden's 1.
Howdy, Sergeant McCoy.
Gentlemen,
And
how you doing this fine afternoon, evening, or I guess morning, really. That's 0800. Alright, so here's Skinny. Sergeant Smith is offering 2 times promotion points for helpers that are willing to fill in on the ground.
Or am I? You'll never know.
There's 1.
I'll do it.
There's 2.
To actually do, we'll decide to give it to them. Hey, cool kid, how you doing, man?
Alright. Come over here, gentlemen. Alright, remember that formation showed you a little while ago? That's what y'all need to be in since this is a training environment and not. Private Nofico, you're going to be in Alpha, which is going to be Private
Okay.
Yep. Join off, y'all. Alright, so one thing I missed.
Oh, we need the billets. Have them grab your loadouts and then fill in.
Alright, let's see. O'Connell, you want to take
So, Alpha Fire Team
Grenadier
Rubbish
for
on
Alpha.
Whisper.
and
Sure.
Bravo will be blue. There you go. So, make sure you go over that list that I gave you
Hey, Logistics, how you doing, man?
30 minutes ago.
Been doing the training started about 38 minutes ago. So that means we got 2 hours and 22 minutes ago. Let's see here.
What's the base frequency?
4.
For, was it squad net and the fire team?
Squad net is going to be 100, and fire team Your fire team will be 100.1.
What do you mean by leading it or a recruit? I'm not a recruit. I am the senior instructor for class. Bravo, I think that's your question. They're saying is a recruit leading it, but no, I'm not a recruit. So OSUT is it's the second phase of the training pipeline in 506. I would say it's an AIT. There's recruit training, and then there's OSUT. So after they get a recruit training, they become privates or PV1s. They go through AIT, which is OSUT, and then if they graduate, they complete all 4 classes in a row. So day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. And they graduate with the quiz, and if they complete a fire exercise without failing it, then they graduate and become PV2s. Alright, let's see here. That's set. Let's go activate the other radio. 0 left and right only. And all we do is wait for them to do the radio checks.
Any station is net. This is Alpha on 100.1 radio check. Over.
Alpha, this is actual. Have you limit Charlie on frequency 100. Over.
Was that one? That was supposed to be 100.1.
Did you? That I heard 100. Alright, well.
Sorry.
Never mind. I fucked up. Continue.
Alpha, this is Novikov, requesting radio check frequency 100.1, over.
This is Alpha, reading you, Limit Charlie on 100.1. Over.
This is Novikov, solid copy, out.
Alpha, make sure that you acknowledge the person that did a radio check with you. So make sure you say this is me.
Did I mess that up, or?
No, you said this is Alpha. Would you loud and
Sorry.
clear on frequency 100.1 over?
So
You
I
guys,
say
originals,
my name to my
American.
squad?
506
no, just Alpha.
is American.
Yeah, you just
Because
is me.
I wanna buy
Every time you
Arma,
key up the
and
radio,
I'm
it's
looking
you, this
for
is
Muslim-
me,
yeah.
which is...
This is an American Milsim.
It's
Oh, I
US
forgot
Army.
to say his name. My bad.
This is the
Gotcha.
5. Yeah, so
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to join, I forgot to set
I'm
the
still
command.
a little
Oh, no, I forgot.
foggy on the
But if you want to
radio
join, let me
comms.
know. What you need to get is you have to buy
That's
Arma,
alright.
and
It'll-
you have to buy Apex as well. Now, we are a realism unit, so
Without practice,
so
it's gonna be
our
second
methods
nature.
a little bit strict and closely similar
Alpha,
to
this
the
is
actual
O'Connell requesting radio
ways
check
that the
on
actual
frequency
U.S. Army
100.1.
do
Over.
things like. In an instance, what I mean by there is that
O'Connell, this
you
is
gotta make sure you
Alpha,
address every
reading
NCO by
you,
the
Limit
rank
Charlie
along with
on
officers.
100.1. Over.
And then along with that, you got to make sure that you are giving
Alpha, this
respect
is
to everybody.
O'Connell. Copy.
Alpha. There are times you will feel intimidated. To be honest with you, but it's just like I say,
We just have
it's
3
somewhat of an
for the
experience
teams?
of actually being in the army.
Yes.
But it's not meant to
Okay.
mock the army, but give you the experience of if you were in the army, though. But if like something you want to do, you can do that as well.
Any
And
station is
the
net.
only
This is
requirements that you have to have
Alpha, radio
be
check
18 years
100.
18
Over.
years old or older. Just like that actual U.S. Army. got 18
Alpha,
years
this
old
actual.
to
Have
join
you
the
limit
army.
Charlie on frequency 100. Over.
And then you're gonna have to make sure that you have a mic. You
Roger.
have Armor
Out.
3 Apex and Armor 3. And then make sure you do not dual clan.
Actual, this is Bravo, radio
That
check
means
on
that
frequency
you can't be part of
100.
two clans
Over.
at once, or more than one, I should say.
Bravo, this actual. Have you limit Charlie on frequency 100. Over.
But you could be part of a Armor
Roger,
3 live
out.
community and be part of a milsim, but you just can't be a part of another milsim community.
Sergeant Smith.
Reed's gonna be with Bravo when he gets back. 5
Excellent.
mics.
Alright. Do you want me to get on one of their teams?
Yes. Whatever you want, Law,
This
8C4.
is Armor 3.
Don't matter.
Sergeant Marshall, did you get a radio check yet, or no?
Yes, I got both of them. Alright, so you did a radio check with me, y'all did a radio check with everybody else.
So the training pipelines.
Everybody's good
so
to go,
for
right?
recruit training, it's all different days. It's on Sunday, on
Alpha
Tuesday,
Bravo.
on Thursday, and on
I
Saturday.
assume since it's daytime, we don't
Those
need
commence at
MVGs.
various times. The ones on Tuesday and Thursday start at
Assumption
2100.
is
So that's
a
at
horrible
9
thing,
p.m.
but yes,
Eastern.
you are correct in assuming that.
The one on Sunday is at
also,
1500 Eastern,
since
I
you're
believe.
turned red,
And then
make sure you
the one on
guys are
Saturday
following
is at
suit.
1500 Eastern as well. Now,
Novikov, O'Connell, can you join Red Team?
the one that starts at, what I want to say. Okay, yeah. So
And all your guys have
the PV, not P1, the,
everything they
OSUT,
need
or AIT,
to
phase 2
fucking
for the training pipeline.
buy on a battlefield.
The training starts on either Tuesdays and Thursdays
We're
at
gonna need
1900
AT
Eastern,
because I don't see AT.
or Saturday and
you won't need it
Sundays
today, but
at 1300 Eastern, which is 1 o'clock.
Sergeant Dale will be supplying AT.
Question, how do I set the team color?
And then, you're in London.
You want it control
Cool, we got a
and
British guy
the
here.
Windows key at the same time?
There is 2 guys who actually live in the UK who are part of this unit, and there's I think there's another 2 guys
Team
who
management
live in
and join Red.
one in Australia, one in New Zealand. No, actually we got
There you
another
go.
Australian as well, actually. So 2 Australian, 2 Australians and then 1 New Zealander.
I do.
I need an extra belt. Do you have an extra belt as well, O'Connell?
But yeah, if you're able to -5 or add 5 to
Okay.
times the
Are we
game,
doing
then
100 round belts or 200?
that way you'll know.
100.
Alright, where was I from there? And then our operations are on Sundays at 2000 Eastern or Saturday at...
Special
Are we waiting
skill
on packs now?
Special skill and don't forget your iPro.
Am I able to go off comms for 2 minutes?
Yes.
Tracking.
Hurry this up. Only got 14 minutes, and we only got 2 hours to go over everything.
Alpha, this is, Actual, this is Alpha on 100, over.
Alpha, it's actual. Send your traffic over.
Alpha's ready. Over.
Alpha is actual. Good copy. Over.
Get out there, respawn.
Roger, out.
Give us a minute. Just waiting for him to come back.
I don't know why I spawned to all down over here, don't make sense. Whatever.
Just wait until he gets back.
No, Eastern time for our operations are 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern.
Alpha, this is Dale, radio
Or
check 100.1 over.
Those are on Sundays and
Dale,
Saturdays.
this is Alpha. Reading you,
So,
Lima Charlie on 100.1.
It's all split up by task
over.
forces. So Task Force Alpha,
Alpha, this is Dale, copy out.
the operations are on the 1st and 3rd Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And then Task Force Bravo, the operations on the 2nd and 4th Sunday
Yeah,
at
O'Connell
8
and
o'clock
Dale.
p.m. Eastern.
You guys want to be a buddy team?
And then Task Force Charlie, the operations are on Saturday.
You're the fire team leader, you don't ask
On
us.
the 1st and 3rd Saturday
Okay,
at 8
well, you guys
o'clock
are going to be a
p.m.
buddy
Eastern.
team.
Roger.
Novikov, you're with me.
Now, to add on that,
Copy that.
so our briefing is an hour before that, so everything, usually, to say all that again, actually, everything starts at 7 o'clock p.m. That's when briefing is at, and if that is your task force that you're in, if you don't show up at that briefing time, then most platoon leaders will say that you're absent, and then they will give your spot up to a fill-in for anybody that's willing to fill in or whatever. So yeah, our operations literally start at 8 o'clock, but everything official starts at 7, as we have briefing at 7, an hour before start time.
Sergeant Smith, this is McCoy. Radio check on frequency.
Sergeant McCoy, this is Sergeant Smith. Regional line clear, frequency 3-1 over.
Smith, McCoy, copy out.
Welcome back, cool kid. So yeah, since you were gone, I gotta say this again. But to reiterate though, you actually literally was gone for
I
2
did have
minutes.
a question about the
Actual 2 minutes.
2IC.
Well,
Does the
a minute
2IC
and 50
actively
seconds.
monitor the squad net?
Negative.
Copy.
2IC, 3IC, fucking, God forbid,
Let me
4IC.
reiterate what I said.
All gonna
What I'm saying,
monitor.
Say, so
Excuse me,
everything
not
official though,
monitor
starts at 7 o'clock
SquadNet,
p.m.
but they will
That's
have
when
it
they have
plugged
briefing.
into.
So briefing starts
their
an hour
channel
before the start time.
So shit hits the fan. All they got to do is change
So,
C2 to A2.
But these
move
operations
their
split
fucking
up by
channel back
task
to
force.
channel 1.
So
and
for
step
Task
up
Force Alpha on Sunday, Task Force
on
Alpha, their operations on the
SquadNet.
first and third Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Briefing starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Task Force Bravo, their operations on the second and fourth Saturday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern
Sergeant
Standard
Dale,
Time.
you're 2IC.
Briefing starts at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Task Force Charlie, the operation is on the first
Kind of make it
and
easier on
third
y'all. You see how
Saturday.
y'all turn around to communicate? All you need to do
Sorry,
is
Task Force Charlie, the
fucking
operation
hold
on
your
the first and
alt,
third Saturday at 8
and
o'clock
you
p.m.
can
Eastern
fucking
Standard Time.
look
or,
backwards.
and
get
it
free
briefs
look.
at 7 o'clock p.m.
Every time you turn
So
around,
if you're a part of any of those
you
task
fucking
forces, you have
hit
to
the other
be
guy
there
behind
at
you
7
next
o'clock
to you.
p.m. for their briefing.
you see
or
you got
else,
this huge ass
you're
space
counted
in
as
between y'all.
absent unless
from
you notify your
turning.
team leader, and they're gonna give
The
you
Bravo,
your
if you
spot
would.
up if you're not there on
Move
time.
to your left.
Now, like I said, but for trainings though, for getting into the unit though,
So we all back?
it's all the times are variously different
Bravo, you
along
up?
with the days. So the days for I'm giving you the days and time for recruit training. Recruit training is on Sunday at 1500
Bravo's up.
Eastern, on Tuesday and Thursday.
Bravo,
At,
Alpha,
what I
follow
wanna
me. We're gonna take the
At,
flag.
2100
As fucking
Eastern.
formations.
And then there's one on Saturday at 1500 Eastern.
Which one is it?
Look at the red one. Should see where it says movement formations. Do we see it?
Yep. Red flag. Scroll down to movement formation, gentlemen.
Well then, if you, you could attend the trainings on Saturday at 5 o'clock p.m. At 3 o'clock p.m. And then to you, that would be 8 o'clock p.m. Right? Come to this left tower, boys.
Yep. Come over here.
So yeah, that would be 8 o'clock p.m. That's for recruit training. Now for OSUT, to go through the second phase of the training pipeline, if you start your training at if you do class Alpha, which is on Saturday and Sundays, the training starts at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock p.m. for you. And then I know, that's why I said 8 o'clock p.m. would be the time for the recruit training. So yeah, that would be 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. That would be 6 o'clock p.m. for your time.
All right, everybody, rally up on. We're
missing one more private. There you go. So yeah, that would be 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern for you. I'm sorry, 6 o'clock p.m. for you.
All right, so everybody, focus your attention on the left side of the.
Then there's class Bravo, which is
display.
the class I'm in. Here, let me make sure you write this down. I'm gonna say it again, okay? Let me write this down. On Saturday or Sundays, the recruit training. So all these classes I'm giving you are separate classes. Even if I combine them together, those are separate classes. You don't have to attend both of them. So there's a class on Saturday and there's a class on Sunday.
All right, everybody can
both
see.
of them start at 1500 Eastern. That's 3
Little
o'clock
marker
p.m.
down,
Eastern
move it
Standard
around.
Time. Or 8 o'clock p.m. for you.
All right.
Then there's
So here
classes
is
and there's
a
another recruit training
fire
class on
team
Tuesday and Thursday.
file.
Those separate classes once again. And those
Looks familiar
starts at
because y'all were just in
2100
one.
Eastern,
This is a little bit more spaced out
which is 9 o'clock p.m.
because
Eastern
they
time.
are movement.
And that's 2 o'clock p.m. I think for you. Now, once you complete recruit training, you got to go to OSUT. Now, OSUT is two different classes.
File
Class
team
Alpha
file
and Class Bravo.
for movement
Class
is
Alpha.
not best.
Their class starts at
It is
1300 Eastern or 1
decent
o'clock
for
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
thick terrain.
And you have to attend
i.e.
on Saturday,
fucking,
Sunday, because it's 4 days long, so you have to go through that training for 2 weeks.
To Noah.
And that'll be for your time, 6 o'clock p.m. So it'll be from 6 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock for you.
It's poor
For Class Bravo, the class that I teach, that we're in right now, ours
for
is
any
every
other
Tuesday
terrain
and Thursday
because if you come into
at 8 o'clock p.m.
well,
Eastern
let me
Standard
finish
Sorry,
off
7
why
o'clock
it's
p.m.
good
Eastern
for
Standard Time.
Tanoa.
So for you,
It's easy to get lost
that would
in
be
Tanoa from you guys
12
in front of
o'clock
you, so if
a.m.
you stay in a
to
single file
4 o'clock p.m.
and
Sorry, 12 o'clock p.m. to 12 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock a.m.
walk in each other's footsteps,
Now, once you go through recruit
You
training
will,
in OSUT,
not get lost as
as long as
easy.
you pick one of the ones with the best time
Now,
for
why
you,
it's not the best of
then
formations
you
to
can choose
use
the operations. I mean, choose the
is
times for the
because
operations.
of
So if you work on
security.
Monday or have school on Monday, I advise you to go to Task Force Charlie.
if you come into contact
That way,
from your
the trainings, the
rear
operation
or
starts on Saturday.
your front,
It starts on Sunday morning for you. So
I'll
since
ask
the
the
operation
question,
starts
why
at 7 o'clock p.m.
is the front and
Well, the
rear
operation starts at 7 o'clock p.m. on
a
Saturday,
bad place
which for you
to get
is 12 o'clock.
in contact while using this formation?
And then it will end at 10 o'clock. Not 10 o'clock, but
Only
11
one man
o'clock.
can engage.
Excellent. Yes. So one man can engage.
3 o'clock p.m.
The other people will
I'm just going to write it down, so I don't think you are hearing me.
be shooting
correctly for some reason.
over them, trying to get around, and all that fucking horrible stuff when you're getting engaged. So front and back, only one person can engage from the front and back. Now, if you get fucking flanked, this is really good because all your guys have to do are turn 90 degrees either way, and they're online, and all 4 men can engage the enemy. So it's got decent security to your flanks, but very poor to the front. So
Thanks
it's
for
not
following.
the best movement formation. Now, that is a fire team file. Since we're going up files, I'm going to move it over. This here, where the box is, if you look kind of towards the middle of it now, this is a squad file. Your fire team here, 4 men. Then the 2 men here that are right next to this box, that is your squad leader and squad medic. And then in the back here is the rest of the squad with the 2nd fire team. Now, it does not matter. This can be either Alpha or Bravo and vice versa. It doesn't. Just because you're fucking called Alpha fire team doesn't mean you always have to be in the front. FTC dependent. So in this formation is exactly the same in poorness and decency as your fire team file. Now it's just even waste of men because you have fucking 1 man on point and you have another fucking 9 people behind him that can't do dick if he gets engaged from the 12 o'clock position. Well, I mean, they can, but nothing within a decent amount of time. They got to break out of formation, come
So
online,
once just posted,
make
it's
sure
recruit
nobody runs
training
in front
and
of somebody
OSUT.
else.
So phase 1 of
Yeah.
training is recruit training, and phase 2
Like I said,
training
this
is
is
OSUT. Those
poor
are 2 types of trainings you got to
formation
attend,
to
so you got to
use
pick
in
1 at
movement.
times of each.
If you're in Tanoa, a thick jungle area, you need to fucking
So
keep
the
an
ones
eye on
that fit your
everybody
time is the one on Saturday or Sunday, so
and
you got to
being
attend
in
1 of
a
the 2.
spread out formation.
And then once you attend one
like
of
a
those,
fucking squad.
then you got to wait a week Then
squad
you
wedge
can
here.
attend
I mean, a fire
Saturday,
team wedge here.
the class
More
alpha for
spread out.
Saturday, Sunday, day 1,
You
day
can
2,
lose
day 3,
track
day
of each
4,
other and all that good stuff.
at
then
1 o'clock p.m.
it makes
Eastern.
sense to use this formation.
And then, once that's done,
It's
let
a
me
quick
type down the
formation.
operation times.
Don't get me wrong. If you need to get somewhere as quick, fast, in a hurry, fucking just line your guys up in a fucking file like this and just fucking.
And plus, these times will be given
blast
to
it
you
to
during
point A to point
after
B.
your training. Like, it'd be more
It's a
easier
quick-
for me to explain to you.
Uh,
But don't worry about operation times until you actually know how to get if
Quick
you're able
formation.
to complete through the training.
So I'm gonna go over to here. This is a fire team wedge. This happens to be a heavy right wedge. We do it a little bit different than the Army. Our heavy right wedge encompasses your AR, but also brings the rifleman over to his side. So this is a heavy right. This is a heavy left. This guy would be the AR, and where the box was is where you would have, where the box is now, is where you would have the rifleman. So you got your team leader, your grenadier, the AR, and your rifleman. And you can see right here, this is a prime example of fucking covering your sectors. You got your team lead fucking covering the 12.
Yeah, my team froze because I'm all
You know,
tapped right now.
Not only, he's not just covering straight where the barrels are, he's fucking, looking over here and fucking looking over there.
I'm typing all this
Like
stuff
2
to
and
you.
10 and shit. And then you have your grenadier, who's also covering partial.
When I just posted right
You know,
now is
his
the operation
sector's
times.
here,
You could pick
and the
any
fucking
of the
grenadier will
task
have a sector
forces.
here, so they're
Task force.
overlapping.
These task forces are
sectors.
basically the platoons.
The grenadier have a sector
So
over here.
you could be part of the
They
first
will
platoon, second
have
platoon,
the
third
same
platoon. First platoon's
sector as,
under Task Force Alpha,
Grenadier.
second platoon's under Task Force Bravo, and the third
And
platoon's
then
under Task Force
probably the
Charlie.
most important sector.
And
is
then that
being covered
includes
by
all the other
riflemen,
sections for all the
which is
other
the rear.
supporting assets, like for the mortars.
The enemy likes
Their
to
first
fucking not play
section
fair.
is Task Force Alpha, the second section
So
is
if
Task
they
Force
can
Bravo, and the
fucking
third
play
section is Task Force Charlie.
quiet until you pass them up and they try to come
Same
attack
same
you in
thing
the
with
rear.
the Water Ring.
It's
Water
gonna be up to
Ring
the fucking
has the
rifleman
sections called
to
Alpha,
catch
Bravo, and
that.
Charlie section. So Alpha
Now, it
is
doesn't mean that
respectively
the entire time you're fucking
means
moving
Alpha, Task Force
or
Alpha.
moving in a
And then Bravo
fucking
section
wedge,
is Task Force Bravo,
your
and Charlie
fucking
section is Task Force
rifleman's
Charlie.
not going to be walking backwards
Everything
the entire time.
goes accordingly from there.
From time to time, he's going to fucking keep glancing.
So
Use
each
this
of those
fucking
times are
alt
just the times of
and
the
glance
operations.
over your
You don't have to
fucking
attend all of
shoulder.
them. If you're part
And
of
make
first
sure nobody's
platoon,
following us.
you're required to attend the operations on Task
So
Force
this
Alpha
is an
on the
example
first
of a
and
fire
third
team
Sundays at 7 o'clock
wedge
p.m.
heavy
Eastern.
right.
You got to be on 6 p.m. 7
And we're
o'clock
going to
p.m.
bring it
Eastern.
over here.
You have to be on the server at 8 o'clock
This
p.m.
is
Eastern.
a
And the reason
squad
you're going to be on
column.
TeamSpeak at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern because operation starts at that time. So,
Same
what I was telling you
formation
earlier,
here
if you
with a heavy
really,
right
really going to be
fucking
in this unit,
wedge in the front.
you want to participate in our
These
operations, then your
And
best
here
bet
are your your squad
is
leader
to
and medic.
attend a recruit training on Sunday or
And in the
Saturday,
back
1 to 2,
here,
and then take
you
your
can
phase
have
2
multiple
OSUT, phase 2 training pipeline, which is OSUT,
You can have
and
a
take
diamond
it with Class Alpha,
You can
and
have a
you just
fucking
hop on
fire team
TeamSpeak once you get
file
through
in the back.
recruit training. I could talk this through
but
you very
mostly
easily
you
than
will
just on
see it with
here.
another
But then take your OSUT with Class
fire
Alpha,
team wedge in the back.
and then if you graduate at
Since this is a
OSUT,
heavy right
then
fire team
the
wedge,
best task force for you to pick.
chances are
So then that way you don't have to worry
you're gonna
about
have a heavy left
being up
wedge
early Monday
in the rear,
morning.
just to counterbalance
Is Task Force
the
Charlie.
firepower. Now,
That
if you
way,
know for
the
certain
operation on your time,
that no
based on your
fucking
time zone,
contact
the
is
operation
gonna
will
happen on
start
your fucking left
in
flank,
the morning of
and
Sunday.
it's damn possible on
So
the right.
that's still
It
on the
won't
weekend.
hurt to fucking have
Not
fucking
during a
heavy
weekday.
left. Excuse
So
me, heavy
the operation will
right
start at
wedges
12 o'clock in the morning on Sunday,
fucking
and then
front and
end
back,
at
and have
3 or 4 o'clock
your
p.m.
heavier
on
firepower on that
Sunday
flank
for
to
you. I mean, sorry, 12 o'clock in the morning
counter
on
a possibility
Sunday,
of,
and then
being
end at
attacked there.
4 o'clock a.m. on
It's
Sunday.
all fucking METC.
So all that's in the morning of
nothing is
Sunday
set in
on a
stone,
weekend. That way, don't worry about, like I said, it being on a weekday.
and
That's your best
you need
bet
to
to
do
do,
what you need to do
to get
to
so if you
fucking
want to go
win
into
the battle,
unit and actually
win the fight.
participate in our official stuff.
Before I move on to other formations, anything that's dealing with a squad, like here or here, even this formation back here, which is a squad column, a staggered squad column. or even here, this is over here with the Vic. That is a squad escorting a Vic. Any of those circumstances can have traveling and traveling Overwatch. Now, the difference between the two is this front fire team here is going to be pushed out even further than what they are right now if they are in traveling Overwatch. You know, that point man will probably be way up here. This is in traveling right now. This whole formation is a traveling formation. It's tightly packed. It's easy to control from a squad leader's perspective, but you're committing your entire force if you come in contact. So if contact is likely, or excuse me, contact is not likely, you will use this formation. When contact comes likely, you will call to traveling Overwatch, which is fucking all you need to say. Everybody knows what the fuck that is. If you need to, fucking you, your squad medic, and your fire team in the rear will go to a walk and allow the point fire team to pull away to about 50 meters ahead. And then you can resume running or jogging with your rear fire team and your medic. Now, by pushing out your front fire team, your point fire team here, you're essentially not 100%, but there's a great chance that this fire team will come under contact well before you or your rear fire team does. It's kind of a shit term, but you're kind of putting them out as bait. You'd rather them get in contact instead of putting your entire squad into contact. Now, by doing that, leave yourself options. Having options in battle is always a good thing. Now, the options you leave are how do you want to deal with the enemy. So right now, your point fire team is taking fire. They're in contact. They know what the fuck they need to do. They're getting on lawn, and they're shooting back, suppressing the enemy. They're not going crazy. They're not fucking holding down the trigger, fucking blasting through a fucking 100 rounds on a fucking AR and shit. They are suppressing the enemy. Now, the squad leader needs to know what the fuck he wants to do. Depending on the size, what kind of contact report he's getting back from the point fire team, helps him decide. You know, if it's something easily he can fucking take out, well, he has two options. He can either flank the enemy with the rear fire team. He can come around and flank through. Or he can push the rear fire team and come up online with the point fire team and put down overwhelming firepower. Now, if the contact report is too much and there's a possibility of them getting overran, he can break contact. Now, it doesn't mean that you're fucking weak or you're fucking scared because you're breaking contact. It means you're fucking smart enough to realize when you can't win that fight at that moment. That you can break contact and you will use a maneuver which is called fucking bounding, which we'll be going over a little while. You can bound backwards by teams and get out of fucking contact and find a better place to set up a hasty defense.
Yeah, I'm still here.
And let the enemy come to you so you can fuck their world up. So that is the difference between traveling and traveling Overwatch. And that is with squads. So traveling, contact not likely. Traveling Overwatch, contact is high. Contact likely is high. Alright. Now this here, this formation here, from here all the way to here, 10 guys. This is a squad line. You have a fire team here, 4 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically a fire team wedge, followed by another fire team wedge here.
Yeah,
One,
I'm trying to set this command
2,
up. Just
3,
hold on 1 second.
4. In this instance, there's a heavy right fire team here, the ones on the right flank, and a heavy left, the fire team on the left flank. Pretty self-explanatory on why you would have heavy left and heavy right on the corresponding flanks, because you have a decent amount of firepower in the middle, so you want to have your flanks protected, because that's your weak sides right now, is your flanks. And in the middle, last but not least, is your squad leader and Mike.
No worries.
Now, this is a good formation if you know where you're attacking, if the objective is where the barrels are, and you do not expect any contact from your flanks, because you're kind of weakening your flanks right now, and you put most of your firepower to your front. So if you know where the AO is, and you get in this formation and you start pushing until you come in contact, and then you can start bounding by fire teams. And you will, when we go over bounding, you'll understand how you do that. So this is a squad line. Now this formation back here is a squad staggered column. Right here, these 4 guys surrounding this is one fire team, the other fire team here, and your squad Mike and squad leader in the middle. Now this hollow piece where this barrel's going down, that's the fucking road or trailway.
You might hear.
You never walk in the middle of the road, because fucking Vics go down there.
And then
friendly
we'll
Vics.
watch.
You know, if they need to hurry up and get to somewhere quick, you walking down the middle of the road is going to inhibit them. So stay off the side of the road, walk on a shoulder, and this can be either traveling or traveling Overwatch, depending on what's the need for it. If it's expected to get contact, you can push his fire team out and get engaged with them first.
Boom.
Alright. Last but not least,
Hold on, I know how to set the
all the
command
way to the left back,
the thingamajig.
So this is a squad staggered column with escorting a Vic. Right now they're in traveling, pretty compact. Right here you have 4 men. It's your point fire team. Right in front of the Vic is your squad medic and squad leader. And this is 2 out of the 4 guys for the second fire team.
Yep, there you go.
That is your AR and your team lead bringing up the rear.
Now it works.
The missing 2 people are inside this Vic.
What if I missed anything? Interested in
and your grenadier.
Click on the link. Yep.
Your rifleman's driving. Grenadier is shooting the fucking main gun.
Military by mistake. Oh, well, whatever. Nobody will notice.
And this can be done too. You can have traveling and traveling Overwatch in this formation. You want to keep this Vic fucking safe and sound. It is a force multiplier in more ways than one. Not only does it have either a fucking M2 Browning or even a Mark 19 on top. So you got a hell of a lot of firepower on top that can suppress the enemy. But inside the Vic, you have fucking extra AT4s, you have extra belts for the AR, extra magazines for your M4s, fucking extra 40 mics, fucking bandages for the fucking. Got a lot of extra shit that we don't normally get with us. So when a Vic goes up, that means that all the supplies are now fucking gone. The force multiply in Mark 19 or M2 Browning is fucking destroyed. The armor capability, if we come in a gunfight and multiple people get down, it's easy for the medic to work on them. You know, carry them, throw them in the Vic. The fucking medic will get in the Vic with him and fucking bandage him up while the bullets are fucking ricocheting off. So these fucking Vics have a lot of positive uses for us, so don't let it fucking get destroyed. That's pretty much it. Any questions, gentlemen?
No questions, Sergeant.
Alright. Let's get off this tower and get back down to the ground level, gentlemen.
I don't think I've ever seen an OSUT class get off one of these towers without any casualties.
Alright, privates, follow me.
Can we not?
Alright, return to staging area. Look at the red flag. Alright, over here. Alright, look at the white flag and then you should see where it says movement course. And bada bing, bada boom. Everyone's here? Nope, only see two privates, the other one.
Part 1. Novikov. Might have went to the maneuver course.
Wait, go back.
Still 2 people on the formation area.
Alright, that fixed it.
There you go.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Yep, over here. Sergeant Marcial, did you go over the literature yet?
Negative.
Copy. You want to go over it?
Yeah, I'll go over the literature real quick. He'll go, I'm gonna go over the literature, Sergeant Smith's gonna go over the practical of it all. Alright. So we went over formations, we went over the difference between traveling and traveling Overwatch, touched on bounding, which will be addressed right after this section here. But we're going to go over routes.
Having fun yet, cool kid?
So planning and selecting a route is a critical leader skill. One of the keys to successful tactical movement is the ability to develop routes that increase the unit's security, decrease the soldier's effort, and get the unit to the objective on a time and a manner prepared to fight. Good route selection begins with a thorough terrain analysis and ends with superior navigation. Planning and preparation are worthless if a unit cannot find its way to the objective, or worse, stumbles upon it because of poor navigation. Formations and movement techniques provide security
but I guess not.
by positioning soldiers so that he can observe and fire into a specific sector that overlaps with other sectors. Placing a small element forward to allow contact with only the lead element and give the remainder freedom to maneuver, and providing overwatch. So most of that was said earlier, going through those movement formations.
But I am willing.
So movement from one location to
else
another
is,
is
so
typically planned ahead of time, and the planned movement is known as a route. Routes are broken into segments called legs. To help manage them, each leg must have a definitive beginning and ending, marked with a control measure, such as a checkpoint or phase line. Now, there's a saying that says no plan ever succeeds. Hold on, I fucked it all up. No plan ever survives first contact. So, yes, it's good to prepare at the beginning
goes down the drain as soon as
and have some idea what you want to do. But on the first contact, I can tell you it's going to change. You're going to deviate from your plan, but fucking trying to improvise from get-go is going to put you in a tight spot, especially when you come in contact. So just having rough idea what the terrain is and having a basic route planned out will help you when you do come in contact. So a rally point is a place designated by the leader where the unit moves to reassemble and reorganize if it becomes dispersed. It can also be a place for a temporary halt to reorganize and prepare for actions at the objective, to depart from friendly lines or to re-enter friendly lines. There's planned and unplanned rally points. Now, if there's a problem, you can do a quick short halt and get your shit unfucked and continue movement. Just make sure you call it up, because you get the fucking slinky effect when a squad fucking halts without telling the squad behind them.
Yep. Then
they fucking run up on them and they gotta fucking stop. And just like you driving in traffic, you just leave some space between each other. They shouldn't have that need for fucking constantly stopping and going. So, like I said, there's multiple rally points. You got fucking unplanned, planned, far side rally points, near side rally points, en route rally points, fucking, there's quite a bit of them. So, let's just say you're at a rally point. What you need to do there, fucking first and foremost, you need to fucking do security, establish security. Everything doesn't need to be called out by the fucking squad leader. He doesn't have to micromanage both teams. He'll just say, you know, we're taking a short halt, get 360 security. You know, the fire team leaders need to do something. They need to get in control of their fucking fire teams, work together with the other fire team leader, and say, like, you know, I'm watching from northeast and southeast. where the other fire team can look, southwest to, northwest. Just watch that sector where they have overlapping firepower and there's 360 security. So it doesn't hurt to fucking communicate. Next is to reestablish the chain of command if that is broken. But most of the time, us taking a short halt is not because of broken chain of command. It's because of a squad in front stopping or a technical issue. At that point, you need to account for personnel and equipment status. It's great downtime. Fucking, not only you got to keep up security, but check yourself. Make sure you're not fucking bleeding, because fucking gunshots now left to fester. Before, we would never bleed out. Now, you fucking have a yellow or red arm, and you could fucking pass out and fucking die from blood loss. So make sure you're fucking bandaged up. Check your fucking battle buddy. Repack magazines if need be. Redistribute ammunition. Fucking if the AR has been shooting a lot, fucking you got a belt in your backpack for him. Fucking call it up. Ask him how he's doing. If he needs a belt. It's a lot easier to do it then than when you're in a fucking gunfight. Just make sure you got all your shit. If you're low on medical supplies, do not be afraid to ask the mic. Call it up. Call it up to your fire team leader. Tell him to get the mic over there. You need fucking more bandages. You won't say no. Not all the time. There are times where fucking shit's just hitting the fan and he even goes fucking red or like less than 25% of his bandages, and he's just got to be, bandages he'll give out, but don't be surprised if he tells you fucking no on pain management. There's a lot of times where we get in a firefight and a lot of people are going down, and he's giving out pain management to wake people back up, and he only has a few left. He'll tell you no. And don't get pissy with them. Everybody here that's been in fucking operations and even field trainings know that many of us go the entire 2 hours in pain. So don't let that be something that bothers you. Just fucking work through it. And just wait there for initial commands for what you need to do. Prepare for a movement order. You might be changing directions when you start moving. So, take advantage of that downtime. Don't just sit there and fucking look at the fucking sky or the ground. Be proactive. Because you don't get too many fucking lulls in combat. So when you're in movement, you need to analyze the terrain as you go. I mean, the map's good, but being on foot is even better. You can really see how the terrain moves better when you're on foot. So make sure you fucking analyze the terrain. Fucking identify danger areas, like the one behind me. That's a linear danger area. That's a fucking road. It's a bad place to get caught crossing. The term danger area refers to an area on the route where the terrain could expose the unit to enemy observation, fire, or both. So like a fucking field, a valley, a linear danger crossing, a road, like MSR, ASR, all risky places for us to be. I mean, obviously you're in fucking combat, everywhere is fucking risky, but some places increase the risk. But if it's all possible, when making a route, try to avoid danger areas. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes you gotta cross a fucking MSR, ASR. So you're gonna set up a fucking danger crossing. That's gonna be going over in a little while. So, just some more examples of danger areas, open areas, roads, trail, villages, which are really bad because now you have so many fucking areas to look at. You know, you're going down small passageways, you're crossing from street to street. They have fucking little back alleys that come off. You know, all those need to be checked because there's an enemy in those positions. He knows where you're gonna be. You don't know where he's at. You know, he knows you're gonna pass through that opening, so his fucking gun's trained on that opening, waiting for you to pass by. So all of those are, you know, examples of danger areas. Alright. I'm gonna hand you over to Sergeant Smith now. He's gonna go over danger areas. Wherever.
Thank you.
There he is.
Alright, gentlemen, go ahead and come a little close over here. Alright, so in front of you is a road. That's one of many other various danger areas that we will come across to whenever we're en route, or I should say, whenever we're in movement. Where is the other people one? Oh, there you are. So these various types of danger areas can be open areas. Look around you. Are we in an open area or not? This could be a danger area as well in movement. And there's various ways you can actually cross through an open area. If you are traveling alongside a tree line, and we always travel in the area where we have at least sufficient amount of cover. But if we do cross or approach an open area like this, and we're forced to have to go through it, for the sake of time or element surprise whatsoever may happen, we will stop at the very far edge until we that is close enough to that open area. So this is the tree line. That road was the edge of the tree line until we approach the open area. Then we'll stop right here. This is what you'll call the near side rally point. And everything else I'm going to go over. Most of the parts you'll be hearing about near side rally point. If it was planned on route, this would be a planned near side rally point. If this wasn't planned, it would be an unplanned near side rally point. An element will set up security on this near side rally point, looking out towards the open area and towards the next point. The next point is the far side rally point. The far side rally point would be the other tree line, or the next set of cover that we can finally move to. So this was, like I said, this was the tree line. Let's say the road right here is the open area, and let's imagine that this road is probably 200 meters apart, 100 meters apart to the next area. And this was the next tree line right here. Wherever the next tree line is, our next set of cover is, that will be the planned or unplanned far side rally point. Unplanned means that we just came across it. Planned means that it was marked on the map for our route. Unplanned means that something that just happened that we did not see notice, or wherever it may happen. So it was unplanned, it was just made up on the spot. So now we have our near side rally point and a far side rally point. So the element will get themselves secured up on this near side rally point, overlooking towards the far side rally point, while another element will move across to the next near side, the far side rally point. That's how you're going to clear out an open area. You always have to make sure you have an element that's covering another element that is moving across to the far side rally point. Any questions on that? Alright.
No, Sergeant.
Let's move on to the other types of danger areas. Next one is roads and trails, like this one right here. We're going to go over how to clear out a danger area of a road and a trail, and you can use that very similarly to clearing out, moving across open areas and everything else I'm going over. Next are villages. Villages, you want to pass villages on the downwind side and well away from them. You need to avoid animals such as dogs, as dogs usually always reveal the presence of anybody that is near them, as they will follow you, B, they'll bark if you're near them, or C, they'll run away from you. So there's many ways dogs can reveal your position, and other animals that can do that as well. So try to make sure you avoid them as much as possible if you have to go through a town or go around the town. Next are enemy positions. These are positions that we know for sure enemies are there. So whenever we know where an enemy position is at, we want to make sure we pass on the downwind side. the enemy might have scout dogs somewhere nearby. I mean, like scout dogs, those are patrols. They're nearby these enemy positions. So if that tent right behind you guys was an enemy fixed position or a bunker or whatever, we want to make sure that we pass through it where there's defilade. That's what we mean by downwind. We're going to try to get through there by defilade or pass through it by defilade. That way we're concealed from the bunker doesn't see us. And we gotta be careful that there aren't any patrols that came out of that bunker, that compound. Those are the scout dogs. And always be alert for any tripwires or warning devices that are established nearby the compound or bunker. They will do that so that they can be prepared for if there's any enemy or opposing forces that might be coming to them. Alright, next are minefields. You're going to want to bypass minefields if at all possible every single time you see one. If your route was to go through the minefield but you know it was there, it's time for you to change the route. Try to go around the minefield even if it's a long way to go through it. Now, if there's a worst case scenario where you have to travel through the minefield, such as there's contacts on both sides of you, then make sure that you are that you have cleared a path through the minefield as great as possible if necessary. And what you're gonna have to do is make sure that you're in a formation of a file. This way, everyone else is one behind the other. So if I went across the minefield very safely, then it's very smart enough for you to follow behind me exactly where I went through. Do not try to blaze a trail and try to make your own path, because you're going to blow yourself up and whoever else is near you and let the enemy know that we're there. Next are streams. You got to make sure you select a narrow spot that is safe enough for you to travel. You don't want to go travel through a deep spot of the stream. You're going to submerge yourself. And usually deep spots and streams allows the enemy to hide traps under there because it's hard for you to see it down the water. We're going to travel through narrow spots in the stream that offers concealment on both banks. Even if there's a narrow spot and there's no concealment near you on both sides, do not travel through it. We want to make sure that we have enough concealment so then when we travel along across that stream, we know for sure that the enemy cannot see us as soon as we cross through it. Usually enemies like to set themselves along streams so then they could wait for us to climb it. Or go across it and climb the defilade that's near it and then shoot at us as soon as we peek through it. Alright, so and then you gotta observe the far side carefully and place near side far side security for early warning just in case there are any enemy patrols nearby that may be coming by the stream. You can know beforehand before they see us. They're gonna clear the far side and then cross rapidly but quietly. This is exactly similar to what we're about to show you for the danger crossing of a road or a trail. Then lastly are wire obstacles. You're going to need to avoid wire obstacles at most. The reason for that is because the enemy is always watching these obstacles. They get themselves in place in a good spot. They're going to wait for you to try to climb over it, cut it, or whatsoever. And then as soon as you do it, they'll spray you open. They're always observing it with observation and fire. They're waiting for you to do it. So always try to avoid any obstacles such as wire obstacles. Any questions? Alright. If you look at your map, our position is right here. This is our position. Right here. Now, if you see the marker that says movement course, that control measure, that is the tent right behind you. If we were en route towards the start point, which is right here, oh no, we just came across a road that was not marked on the map. We forgot about that road in our route. So you come follow me. Follow me, but do so quickly. So like I said, it was not marked on the route. So what's going to happen is that if you're the team leader of the point team and you see a road, you will tell your team, alright, hold movement. Then say on your squad net, actual, this is Alpha or Bravo, we're holding our movement, we got a danger crossing, or a danger area in front of us, you want to establish a danger crossing. Most likely they will say yes or no. It all depends on the scenario.
User joined your channel.
If the squad leader says yes, then you're gonna get your squad to form a form security. So find some cover and form a security. Where is the cover that you could form your team onto? These rock walls where these guys standing right next to you. Move your team to the rock walls, but it's very close to the road, and automatically the squad leader will say that this is where your near side rally point is at. This rock wall. Nothing's in cover for us to conceal ourselves or cover ourselves from the far side rally point, which what the squad leader will call is that rock wall all the way down over there. You see that rock wall? The one that's closest to the road?
Alright. Yeah, excellent.
Do you guys see it?
I see it.
Affirm.
Alright. That it will be your far side rally point. The squad leader will designate where the near side far side rally point is. If I was squad leader, I would say this rock wall is near side rally point. That rock wall over there is far side rally point. The squad leader will always pick a designated area that's going to be a far side and near side rally point that is adequate enough for the whole squad to move to, and where it gives them enough concealment down to the next RP. And our next RP is a start point. Or we could say enough concealment to that covers us to our next control measure, or a leg in our route, which is that start point. Your job as a point team is to automatically get that security up. Usually a squad leader will have the point team establish danger crossing, and the rear team will establish security for you. But it all depends on scenario. So this is what I'm going to play out the scenario as. And I'm going to do it in two ways. If the point team has established the danger crossing, you're going to be automatically, like I say, your point team, you already got security up. If the squad leader says, oh wait, or alright, Alpha, since you're the point team, go ahead and establish danger crossing. Then you're going to wait until Bravo is on your position to where they're able to cover you. Do you want to move while not being covered? Yes or no?
No, always move while being covered.
Yep, I was just asking if you're, in your personal opinion. In my opinion, I do not want to move if I'm not being covered. Because if I move and an enemy starts shooting at me, I have a less small reaction time to engage them. I'm sorry, I have a large reaction time to engage them than what the guys here covering me are. So you're going to wait until Bravo's there. When they say they're set and covering you, then you're going to move and clear out the danger crossing. Now, if Bravo is doing a danger crossing, let's say you're Bravo and you're the rear team, then you're going to move past Alpha and then set the danger crossing. You're going to ask Alpha, are you set and covering? Alpha say they're set and covering, and move to clear out danger crossing. Those are two ways it could happen. You understand from there? Yes, no, maybe?
Understood.
Alright. I need quick responses when I say if you understand me. Alright, come. Alright, once you're the team that was designated to clear out this danger crossing, and you know that the other element is covering you, what's going to happen is that everything's going to be split up by the buddy teams. What are the buddy teams again? I know you have to look through your notes to find that. But what are the buddy teams? It was discussed earlier today.
Pre-designated two-man teams.
Yep, and who are they?
It's me and Novi, and then
Just give me the billet. Just give me the billets, the positions, not the names. Fire team leader and who else? Alright, what I'm asking is, fire team AR is the buddy team, correct? And then the other buddy team is the Grenadier and Rifleman. Alright, we gotta make sure to go over that. Buddy teams are fire team leader and AR, and the other buddy team is Grenadier and Rifleman. There's something you need to know during Tuesday. I was going to ask you that again. Make sure you write that down. Alright, so when clearing out these danger crossings, you're always going to be split up into buddy teams. You never want to go anywhere by yourself. Always got to stick with your buddy. That's what Sergeant Margiotta said. Never go by yourself. So what's going to happen is that either of the two teams will take the near side. Now, at all times, and this is in theory, you always want to keep this in your head, but it always will change depending on the scenario. The fire team leader always has to take the near side. Reason for that's because that far side is very dangerous. We don't know what's over there. The enemy might be hiding behind those rock walls and waiting for us to cross this road that may have an INT. You never know what will happen. So we want the team leader to go to the most safest spot as possible, which is the near side. The job of the second team is to be the bait and clear out that far side. Alright, so who's the team leader again? Which one? Grode or... And no, both of you are team leaders.
There's two of us.
I just need one of you. Which one? Grode?
I'll take it.
So Grode, you and your battle buddy, you and the AR. So if you have your whole team, you'll say, alright, AR, you take the right side, I take the left side. Your second buddy team will have to wait until you're set on here. So if you're the second buddy team, then you're going to wait. Once approximately AR is set up on both sides of this road, on this lane of the road, they're gonna say that they're set. So, Groat, since you're fire team leader, you're gonna wait till the AR say on the radio that he's set. When he says that he's set, now you know that your side is set. So you're gonna sing on your own team net radio. All right, buddy, team 2, we're set. You can move across. Now we're gonna pretend that we are the second buddy team. So let's all move across the road. You're gonna say crossing. If you're the last man in the buddy team, you're gonna say last man. That way they know, alright, no one else is moving across. If another person moves across the road, it might be the enemy or whatsoever. I'm gonna say last man when you cross, and then you're gonna move towards the far side rally point. This rock wall is the far side rally point, so we're gonna move up here. We're gonna make sure that this is clear. Our weapon's gonna be up and ready. We're gonna look behind the rock wall, make sure no one else is hiding behind it, or there's no device behind it. If this behind the rock wall is clear, then we can move back. If there was other obstacles or barriers or cover that might be on the other flanks, we'll move there. So if there is a bush over here or a rock wall, we'll move over there to clear it out. So I'm talking about my body buddy. Alright, I'm moving over here to clear out this rock wall. Come with me. Once you know that every single thing that may have an enemy behind it is clear, we're going to move back to the road. This is the far side. So we're not going to get ourselves established security on the far side. So your job is 2IC, designate where your other body buddy is going to be at. So since the Grenadiers use your 2IC, our rifleman, you take the left side, I'll take the right side. I'm going to lay on the right, and my body buddy will lay down on the left side. Going to make sure that you are online with the other guy on the other side of the road. You see how this guy is online with the AR? Yes, no, maybe? Is that a hard question?
Affirm.
Alright, all the questions I've been asking are yes, no, or maybe. You notice that how the Grenadier is online with the fire team leader, right?
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, make sure you're online. Make sure you give enough spacing enough to where, and this is all about the first team. So the fire team leader and the AR, or if you're in charge of getting security established on the near side of the road, make sure you have enough spacing to where a platoon can run across you. Or at least enough size for a squad to move across you. Squads are made up of platoons. So if a squad can move across you while sticking the same formation like a wedge, so if our team takes their wedge formation, they know a squad can fit through and a platoon can fit through. As long as it's wide enough for everyone else to move across, you're good. Alright, so once the second buddy team has got themselves up here and they secured this far side, you can only say you're set once you know for sure you could see alongside your side of the road. So if I'm right here and I'm laying down and the hill is inclining up, if I can't see past my barrel, then I'm going to need a kneel. I need to make sure that I'm able to see down this lane of the road. But once you're set, you're not moving, you can see, then you're going to radio on your team net, tell your team leader, Alpha, this is second team, we are set. Your job is fire team leader. Once you hear that, you tell your squad leader, Actual, this is Alpha, danger crossing is set. Now let me show you the job of the Bravo team or the second team and the squad leader and everyone else moving across. When you're crossing, you're going to say the same thing again. Crossing, crossing, crossing. What does the last man say when they cross the road?
Last man.
Last man. Alright. Move across the road. We're the Bravo team. Move across. Once again, move across the road. There you go. You're going to move across the road. You're going to pretend you're Bravo team. You're going to get yourself established on the far side rally point and get security facing. Your 12 o'clock should be facing towards the next control measure. It could be an RP, starting point, whatever it may be, alright? You're going to stay here until you know that Alpha is getting themselves back up. So this is where that trailing team, or the team that was providing security for the team to cut out danger crossing, this is where they'll go. Alright, let's move back. Now I'm going to go back to being Alpha, or the team that's clearing out danger crossing. When they hear it, last man, if they don't have to hold danger crossing for the whole platoon, just for the squad, when it's fire team leader hears last man, and if you hear last man, you should automatically know it's time for you to get up. But his team leader will tell you. That way, the squad leader will tell him whether or not he's holding danger crossing for the whole platoon or not. When he hears that, he's going to say, alright AR, let's get up, let's move across the road. They're going to get up and they're going to move across. What does this guy behind me say?
Last man.
Last man, yep. If I was last man in that formation, I would say last man. I'm going to say last man once I cross these two guys. Then 2IC, we hear that. 2IC will say the radio. Alright, rifleman. Alright, let's go. They're going to get up. They're going to say their team net. Alpha, second buddy team is on you now. And then that's when the squad resumes their movement. So they're going to leave the far side rally point and make their way towards the next control measure. Which could be either the start point, rally point, end point, whichever it may be. Any questions with the danger crossing?
Negative.
No, Sergeant.
Go ahead and sit it.
I think he said no.
Oh, I don't know why I thought he said yes. Alright, go ahead and follow me. Alright, next we're going to go over long halt formations and long halt postures, what they look like. Alright, this right here is a short halt posture. Let's say this team was traveling in a wedge formation. They're in a heavy what? Wedge heavy
left.
Heavy left. So traveling a wedge heavy left, and then their squad leader says, "Alright, short hold." Or our team leader said short hold. He saw danger crossing. I mean, a danger area. Like right here, this is an open area right here. When they halt, if it's a short halt, then you're gonna stay in your formation. Your job is, once you stay in your formation, you gotta get your security out. And I don't know why I put AR right here by mistake, but whatever. The guy on the weak side, or the non-heavy side, his sector is basically the 3 o'clock and to the rear of his side. So he needs to look from the 6 o'clock all the way up to the 1 o'clock. That's his sector. The sector of the point man, or pricing leader, is the whole 12 o'clock. So from the 9 o'clock to the 3 o'clock. Now you're saying, now he's looking over this guy's sector. That's what you call overlapping fields of fire. This way he's able to support his battle buddy, or his other man, if they get fire over here on 3 o'clock sector. This man over here on the heavy side, right next to the fighting leader, his sector is from the 11 o'clock, so off the shoulders of the point man, down to the 9 o'clock. This guy's sector is off the shoulders of this man right here, but primarily it would be from the 9 o'clock down to 6 o'clock. What does that make? If all these guys watch those sectors, 360 security. Every time you're holding, you always can try to form a 360 security, so every spot is cleared out, or it's at least being covered, so we don't get walked on. And trust me, we're always going to get walked on, even when we're not watching it. So always hold your securities up. Any questions with short hold?
Negative.
Alright, come follow me. Whenever you see me moving, just follow me. And usually I forget to say follow me. Alright, now this is a long halt posture. Whenever you're on long halt posture, you're going to be laying down. Want to make sure that you are not, well, I shouldn't say that, but want to make sure that you at least have a steady hands on your barrel, and you're at least resting for quite some time. Usually we do long holds if you need to regenerate your health, or if we're going to be there for a long time waiting for whatsoever may happen. Now, within a long hold, there is a 12 o'clock sector and 6 o'clock sector. How many teams do we have in the squad?
Joined your channel.
The squad has how many teams? 2 teams. 2. Alright, so guess what? We could divide each sector by 1 team. So 1 team takes which clock sector? Which sector?
North or 4?
Pick any sector. 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, which one? Which team could take one? So Alpha takes what? 6 o'clock or 12?
Alpha can take 12.
12, and then Bravo takes 6 then. What I'm trying to primarily show you here is that 1 team takes 1 sector and the other team takes the other sector. And we're going to show you how this all encompasses all together. So if we're moving towards this sector right here, and then your squad leader says, squad, this rock wall in front of you, we're going to hold there and create a long hold. He'll say that the 12 o'clock sector is to the northeast. So automatically you should know that you should be facing at 12 o'clock at this general direction, correct?
Correct.
Where would the 6 o'clock sector be?
Back this way.
West.
Yep, southwest. Now it was a trick question. Not trick question, but that was a question that you guys wouldn't have an answer for because you didn't know what 6 o'clock sector would be. So automatically, this forms a what again?
360.
360 security. Awesome. Alright, so each sector, like I said, is divided by into what? 12 o'clock sector. So 12 o'clock sector, 6 o'clock sector is divided into teams. So each team is charged a sector, so I'm going to show you what's going to happen. So if you were the point team, you automatically take 12 o'clock sector unless your squad leader tells you otherwise. So if you're the point team, let's say Alpha here, what's going to happen is that your job as team leader, you got to dictate the sectors of your sector. So in 12 o'clock sector, you have the 10 o'clock position and the 2 o'clock position. Don't need to show you that again. Everyone pay attention up here. If you're the point team, in your sector for 12 o'clock, the positions of 12 o'clock sector is a 2 o'clock position and a 10 o'clock position. Everyone understand from there?
Affirm.
Alright.
Cracking.
So your job as team leader is to assign those positions based off of buddy team. So you can say, buddy team 2, you take the 10 o'clock, my team would take the 2 o'clock. And then you'll form those positions, alright? Now come over here. This is a what position?
It's the 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, awesome. Alright. So I said second buddy team, right? Apparently this is the second buddy team right here. You got a grenadier and a rifleman. 2IC, now you're in charge of which spot. So the 2IC would say, alright, I'll take the 12 o'clock. And so the grenadier, I'm sorry, never mind. Yeah, that's what the grenadier is doing right now. And he'll say, the rifleman, you'll watch the 9 o'clock. So the form right now is an L shape. So if I was a 2IC, if I was a grenadier, I'm watching 12 o'clock side of this position. And the rifleman, he's watching the 9 o'clock side of this position. And they're forming an L shape. Now the reason why they're spaced out and they're forming an L shape type of formation is that if the grenadier is taking too much fire, the rifleman can turn to the 12 o'clock and support the grenadier without having to shoot past the grenadier's head or shoot over the grenadier. See that there? Let's do it vice versa. The rifleman is taking too much fire on his sector, too much contact for him to handle. The grenadier could do what? He could move to his left, shift his fire or his view to 9 o'clock sector, and support the rifleman. Everyone see that?
Affirmative.
This term is called overlapping fields of fire. You notice, you see how it's overlapping. The sectors could overlap to support each other. Let's go ahead and move down over here to a 2 o'clock position. So earlier, the team leader said that his team would take the 2 o'clock position. Team leader cannot dictate who takes what o'clock because of this one thing. The AR always watches to 12 o'clock. So automatically, if you're in an AR, you should already know that you're watching to 12 o'clock. And the fire team leader should already know that he's watching to 3 o'clock. However, if you're in a second buddy team, the 2IC can actually dictate which side him and his battle buddy will take. But the fire team cannot do this because the fire AR will always watch 12 o'clock. And it's the same thing like the 10 o'clock position, just like a mirrored version. L-shaped. You have enough spacing where 2 guys can fit between them. If the AR is taking too much fire team leader can shift his gun to the 12 o'clock. If the fire team leader is taking too much fire, AR can shift his gun to the 3 o'clock. You see that? Yes? No?
Copy.
Understood, Sergeant.
Alright, any questions 12 o'clock sector?
No questions.
Alright, cool. So that means that we can form that later on. Alright, come over here. Now, 6 o'clock sector is just a merit version of a 12 o'clock sector. In reference of a 6 o'clock position, or 6 o'clock sector, the positions are 4 o'clock, right here on your left, and 8 o'clock. Now, if it's hard for you to remember those positions, then just think of this, like I said, the merit version of a 12 o'clock sector. So this would be your 10 o'clock, and what would that be to your right?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock position. There you go. So just imagine or pretend that you're doing 12 o'clock sector to the southwest. Now, one thing you gotta keep in mind, it's the same thing with danger crossing. You gotta be online with the other team right next to you. So you don't want to set your 4 o'clock position right here.
So, do you want to?
Never want to do that. You want to get your position right online to the team that has a 12 o'clock position set up. If a team has a 6 o'clock position set up, because if the squad leader said, alright, point team, you take 6 o'clock and watch our rear, then if you're taking a 12 o'clock position and your last one, getting that one set up, make sure you're online with the rear team, alright? So everything's exactly the same. I don't need to show you how to establish 6 o'clock sector. The only thing different is this right here. What buddy team is this right here?
It's team
Squad leader
leader.
and the medic.
The what?
Team leader
Like,
and
Team leader and AR. Which side is team leader and AR on the 12 o'clock position?
6 o'clock.
No. In the 12 o'clock position. Which one? 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock? Just turn
2
around.
o'clock.
Yep, 2 o'clock. And this is basically diagonal from the 2 o'clock position, correct?
Correct.
Alright. Your job as a team taking the rear sector, or if you're the last team to establish this long halt position, you gotta be very attentive of where the fire team leader and AR of the other team is at. You gotta be on the opposite side. So this is a mirrored flipped image. I don't want to say mirror and flip at the same time because I don't want you guys to get confused. But now, once you form this mirrored image, you gotta make sure that you are flipped. So you gotta flip that image now. You're gonna be on the opposite side of where the other fire team leader AR is at. So the fire team leader AR was right behind you guys. Where would he be? Where would this fire team leader AR be at in a 6 o'clock position?
It'd be over there.
Over there, alright. Now, let's bring our focus back to the team that's doing the 6 o'clock sector. Now, the buddy team, the fire team leader AR, where does the AR have to watch at all times? If it was 12 o'clock
6
position.
o'clock.
6 o'clock, alright. I was trying to make it easy for you to say for 12 o'clock position it's 12 o'clock, but you're right on there. 6 o'clock position, the AR has to always watch 6 o'clock position. So still again, fire team leader cannot dictate what his battle buddy is watching because automatically his battle buddy will be watching a 6 o'clock position. So, same thing here, L-shaped position, same overlapping fields of fire. Nothing else you need to point out from there. Just remember, if you're the last team forming this sector, then you're going to need to make sure that you are on the opposite side of the other fire team AR, and you got to make sure that you're online with the other team. Now, if you come over here, these guys in the middle is the squad leader and squad medic. The squad leader will always be watching to the 12 o'clock, squad medic always watching to the rear. Squad leader needs to know what we see up ahead. So when it's time for him to move, he already knows what we're moving towards. Any questions with Longo? I know it was a big one. Any questions?
Negative.
Negative.
Alright, gentlemen, go ahead and follow me. Alright, we're not going to travel alongside this route as it takes time, but I want to do this real quick. Alpha, Bravo, I need Alpha on my left, Bravo on your right. Get your team established on here like that. Get those formations set up. I want Alpha, you to form a wedge, Bravo form a diamond.
Which side's heavy?
That's your decision.
Alright, Alpha, form wedge heavy left.
Bravo, form diamond behind me. Have 4.
Now, one advice I always like to give you guys, like to give people is that always pay attention to which side another team's AR is on. If the AR is on the left side, so if you're on the wedge heavy left, then if the AR wants to be on the wings or on the left or right side in that diamond, then the AR should be on the right side. If he's watching the rear, then it doesn't matter which side he's on. If you guys get what I mean. But I'll tell you that later on after OSUT if you want to get clarification on that. But that's one thing you want to do as a squad leader. This way you have your big weapon systems on both sides, on both flanks.
Hey, O'Connell, can you get on the right side?
Helpers, who's the other guy in Bravo?
I don't know if we had one. I only had one earlier, now I got 2.
I was talking to helpers, not you guys.
Specialist Reed doesn't think he's back there. He's on his way.
Alright, copy. Alright. Go ahead and form a squad column. I want Alpha on point, Bravo in the rear. So Alpha, you're already in your wedge. You guys are already in your formation. Someone just gotta get in front of the squad. So communicate with each other on your own team net, on your squad net, saying, "Hey, Bravo, I'll stay place. I'll stay put if you want to get behind us and move your team."
All right, strong right wedge.
Make sure you guys are talking on your team nets. Never talk on direct communication
User
because
joined
then
your
no one
channel.
will know who you're talking to. Private take. Take. What is your team the heavy left or heavy right?
We are supposed to be heavy left.
All right. Yep. See, there's a confusion right there. You heard it on direct communication. Make sure you talk on your radio.
All right, are you guys all on
Get
Bravo?
your
Because
team
I
on
know
the
some of
diamond.
You guys
Private growth. Team on the diamond when you get that.
tracking. Are you guys all on the squad net? 100.2. Oh, yeah, team net. Yeah, 100.2. Give me a check-in when you got it.
And by the way, you guys are doing an excellent job at taking notes, listening, paying attention, and getting things done very quickly.
You do not need to say how copy at the end of your radio check. That's fucking retarded.
Thank you, Sergeant Dale. He is completely right. It's redundant to say how copy if you already asked them how they read you when you're saying radio check.
Waiting for block of instruction to be given. Alright. Who was that name? I didn't get the name clear.
So Take, while you wait for Bravo to get themselves established, try to get yourself make sure your team is ready for movement and stuff like that. Put your barrels in your hand. Get it
Charlie. Over.
have it resting.
Bravo formed diamond on me.
Are we locking and loading as well, or
Nope.
condition?
Do not lock load. Condition 4. We're not firing at anything right now.
Can you push flow?
Get your rifles on your hand, resting position.
Oh, this is Muller radio check.
Alright. So I think
Muller,
this
this
took
is Alpha, Lima Charlie on 100.
5 minutes, if
Over.
I'm sure. Or this took 5 minutes, but with much practice and more experience as being a practice leader, getting your teams in formations, and when they get used to you as a team leader, it'll only take about 30 seconds for your team to get into a formation. But always expect stuff like this to happen whenever if it's your first time team leading, or if these guys aren't accustomed to your leadership styles. It's all about time and practice. Alright, so squad leader and squad medics always in the middle of formation, as Sergeant Margiardo pointed to you when he was going over formations. Alright, everyone knows how to use their compass, I'm pretty sure.
Dragon.
Kilo key, open up your compass. Gives you your bearing. We went over that during day 1. Now, when your squad leader shouts out a direction, when he says, Alpha, take point, go ahead and take us out at a bearing, this and that, pull out your compass so you know which bearing you're going. When it gives you distance, usually you can judge your distance by your macro dagger. That takes a lot of experience, and I can teach you guys that outside of OSUT, how to figure out how far you went based off your macro dagger. But he'll give you a bearing. You follow that bearing, and you wait on your radio for your next instructions, whether or not he tells you to wait, hold, or whatever. If you spot a target, let him know. If the target sees you, if you think target might see you, tell your squad net to your squad leader, hey, we got a hold here, we got a target at this bearing, whatever. Everyone understands? Alright, so when I tell you to move and give you a bearing, you're going to follow that bearing. If I tell you to follow a dip, I'm talking like this, a draw right here. And then if I tell you shift your movement, you don't have to stop. Just keep walking, bring up your compass, and figure out where there's that bearing at. Get what I'm saying?
Copy.
Alright, so everyone should be squared away in movement. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Alpha start their movement, and I'm going to wait for them to get a little bit ahead, Bravo. That is called traveling Overwatch once again. I want them to get 50 meters ahead of us. Alright, I'm going to say over to everyone on the squad net. Are we all on squad net? I'm at team leaders.
Come on. Take's on.
Alright, just say actual this is Alpha or actual this is Bravo. Let me know you're on there. So, well, at least I can know that I can hear you on the radio.
Actual, this is Bravo.
Alright, great.
Actual, this is Alpha.
Mark, you gotta take them out there. If you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep, take them out.
Alright. Follow me, gentlemen. We're going to take a little stroll here.
Okay,
Alright,
guys,
Alpha,
every
this
time
actual,
I,
let's move out.
go back
Wait, one.
into Arma, go back into Zeus. Boom, game crashes. That's annoying. Whatever I'm talking.
Alpha, let's move out, bearing
Stop talking.
045, jogging pace, time now. Bravo, following behind them, traveling.
This is Alpha, solid copy.
Always. I feel like
This is Bravo.
that's
Copy.
one of the most crucial points whenever you're going through this part right here in that movement is when
Alright,
going
Bravo,
through
let's
that
move.
movement course to take him to the flags and get in danger crossing. I always want to brief them on what to do as team leaders, what they should be doing. So and how can they be able to be more efficient when reacting to orders. So when you're getting your route, take out your compass. If you give your bearing on movement, take out your
Y'all
compass.
see how
Pick out the
we
bearing.
are traveling through this fucking V?
Bravo,
Keeping
wrong way.
our view from
Yeah.
left and right
Alright.
behind defilade, so
Reform.
we're masking our movement
Bravo,
using
reform.
this.
I'm gonna call that
Alpha,
up.
short halt. Alright, Alpha, can you continue moving?
Alpha copies.
We'll wait for Arm 3 to launch it. I mean, continue doing some.
Alright, bro, let's move.
Yeah, so
Bravo, this is Trade.
a minute. Gonna get my game back launched up. Then we'll resume what we were just discussing earlier.
Alpha, I want you to do a short halt here. Bravo, short halt also.
Copy
Bravo,
that.
short halt.
Short halt.
Bravo copies.
Muller copies, watching northwest.
We're all set, watching southwest.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Problem. Alright, Alpha Bravo, have you guys rally up on me.
Move up, Bravo.
Alright, so obviously everybody else understands, but 3 provinces that we have here tonight, you know, to see how we moved from point A to point B using terrain as our ally. Stay down in this fucking ditch. Keep your head low. Stay under defilade. And you can move pretty well hidden from the enemy. So that was just a little something to show y'all. We are going to move Baron 055. You're gonna get to a tent over there. Do a short halt, and we're going to transition from movement to maneuver. So I'm going to leave y'all to do that. I'm just going to fall in. So Alpha Bravo, move your guys. Alpha, you can take point. Bravo, get in the rear. Y'all two work with each other. Make it happen. I'm not looking for anything tactical, just moving formation from here to there, working as a squad.
White 10 over there, correct?
Correct.
Alright. We're moving out, bearing 055.
Bravo moving out, 055. Give me strong wedge right. Alpha, this is Bravo moving on you, over.
Let's follow. Let's use these, this rock wall here.
Copy that.
Yeah, you don't have to be anything tactical. Just I want to see y'all move in formation. Get to those tents.
Bravo, prepare to move. Bravo moving out.
We're gonna do a short halt at these rocks right here.
Roger that, short halting.
Bravo, short halt, rocks on the right.
Actual, this is Alpha, over.
Alpha, this is actual, send it.
We have a danger crossing in front of us, unplanned.
Copy. Did he go over how to do a danger crossing?
He went over a lot of stuff. Danger crossing was one of them.
Alright, well, let's just bypass it. We are getting late, so just keep you guys moving.
Okay.
Bravo, prepare to move. Wedge, strong right.
Remember, Alpha, talk to Bravo.
Bravo, on your feet, let's move.
Bravo, this is Alpha, we're moving out.
Alpha, this is Bravo, we're in tow.
Alright, Alpha, I want you guys to pause, don't move. y'all need to decide who's gonna provide Overwatch a base of fire while the other fire team moves. The one that holds the base of fire is gonna call out, "You, this is me." Which to say, for example, Bravo is gonna be the base of fire. They're gonna hold and set cover for Alpha's movement. They're gonna call up to Alpha. Alpha, this is Bravo. Bravo is set covering. That's it. Fucking no more words need to be spoken. Alpha knows that y'all are set. Y'all are covering their movement. At that point, Alpha will come back with, "Bravo, this is Alpha. We're moving." Remember, brevity. Keep it short and sweet. That's all that needs to be said. Now Bravo knows Alpha's moving. Now it's Alpha's turn to move up, since they're fucking being covered. So they're gonna move up to the first fucking brick wall. We're not gonna do it yet. Once they all get to that rock wall, I mean everybody, and they're fucking actually in position with their fucking rifles fucking looking down range, you know, not fucking fidgeting, not fucking trying to find the fucking stance they want to be. They're going to be at the rock wall with their fucking sights trained down range. They're going to call, say, so-and-so is set. They're going to use their last name. Fucking I'm set. Doesn't fucking work. You have fucking 3 different eyes, and who the fuck is who? So it's always last names. So I'm set. Well, so and so is set, and once the entire fire team calls set, the fire team leader that is set covering now will call up, which will be Bravo now because they're in the back. Alpha will call up to Bravo. Bravo, Alpha is set covering. Bravo will respond. Copy that. Bravo is moving. At that point, Bravo will move up to the next brick wall, and the process will fucking go over again until we push through the enemy. Any questions on what I described here, gentlemen?
Negative, Chart.
Negative.
Negative.
Alright, fucking talk among yourself, fucking make it happen. Get to the end of this course.
Bravo is Alpha. We'll provide base of fire if you guys want to advance. Or...
This is Alpha copy.
Now, one thing I might have forgotten, or I did forget, don't run in front of each other. See how there's 2 fucking lanes? It's just like driving. Stay in your lane. One team cannot provide a base of fire and security if the other team that is bounded forward fucking bounds over and does one of these numbers and now is in front of the base of fire. So stay in your lane. If at all possible and you need to get and rejoin with your other fire team, do it from the rear. Let them move up forward ahead of you and then cut over and rejoin. Come up from the rear and move over. And you do the same thing once it's time to move again. Team that had to cut over and join in with the other fire team, they're going to do the exact opposite. Now they're going to take and they're going to push out and push back to the other side of their lane. Because it can't work when one team runs in front of the other. Alright. I did enough talking.
Question on that.
Yeah, said it.
If that does happen, would you call lift fire, or what would you do?
Yeah, you want to lift fire, you know, that shit needs to get unfucked quick, because now
we're all in the open, no one's shooting.
Right, nobody's shooting, because the team that just cut the other one off is still transitioning from fucking moving to covering. And the team in the rear has to fucking lift fire, and they can't fucking do, they can't do dick about it. And if they did do something, that means now they're gonna have to get up and fucking move to a new cover to start putting out fire, which means they're now ineffective. So just that little incident right there can really fucking
throw a monkey wrench in the fucking spokes of fucking combat? Good question. All right. Yep. Make it happen.
Bravo, this is Alpha.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Send it.
You guys set?
Bravo set.
Copy that. We're moving out. Moving out. Alright, Alpha, let's move up to these, this rock wall on the right side.
Yep. Call it out to them before you move. Good job. Make sure you stay with your team.
Take set. Or Alpha set.
Who's the one that ran by
Who's
himself
over on
left?
the left side? Nova, get over here.
Stay with your buddy. Yeah, spread it out. No, don't put it back in. Pull that.
Don't put a mag in unless you're having intention of using it.
Alpha, we're set.
Oh, this is Bravo. Moving. Alright, Bravo, move up that next rock wall.
Read set.
Guild set.
Alpha, this is Bravo. In position.
Roger, Alpha's moving up. Alright, let's move up to the next rock wall directly in front of us.
Copy, moving.
Alpha's set.
O'Connell set.
Novikov set. Novikov set.
Bravo, this is Alpha, we're set.
Alpha, this is Bravo, moving up. Bravo, move up next wall.
Good quickness, good quickness. Just, you have to be a second slow in comms. Group. Because you're still transmitting over squad net. It takes a minute. Yep, excellent.
Read set.
Where are you guys at?
Guild set.
Alpha is Bravo, set in position.
Copy. We'll be Alpha's moving up to the next set.
Alright, Alpha, let's move up
The next set of walls.
Copy, moving.
Alpha set.
O'Connell set.
Novikov set.
Bravo, this is Alpha. Alpha set.
Alpha, this is Bravo, moving up. Bravo, push next rock wall.
Sergeant Smith. So, as of right now, I just got myself and Dale.
Russell set. Read set. Guild set.
Yep.
Roger. I think Dale's already up
Bravo,
there.
in position.
Copy.
Copy that, Bravo. Bravo, this is Alpha. We're gonna be moving up to the next rock wall. Alright, let's move up to the next rock wall, Alpha.
Moving.
This is Alpha or Bravo?
Taki set.
Bravo over here.
Alright, Bravo, move past this rock wall and move to that one right here.
Tracking.
Bravo, this is Alpha. We're set.
Alpha, this is Bravo, we will be moving past your position.
Copy that.
Bravo, move to the next rock wall after this one.
Alright, now you're doing alternating. You're bounding past your friendly. Or bounding past an element. Shouldn't say friendly.
Read set. Russell set.
Guild set.
Alpha's Bravo set in position.
Copy that. Alpha's moving up. Alright, let's move up to the next rock wall.
Moving, Roger, moving.
You guys just spaced out a little bit.
Alpha set.
Muller set. O'Connell set.
Novikov set.
Bravo, this is Alpha. We're set.
Excellent calm.
Alpha, this is Bravo,
Excellent
moving
comms.
up to the next rock wall. Bravo, move to the next wall. Read set. Russell set.
Guild set.
Alpha's Bravo set in position.
Copy that. Alpha's moving up to the next set.
Alright, Alpha, let's move up. Moving. Polar set.
Alpha set.
Novikov set.
O'Connell set.
Alright, index. Excellent job, guys. Communication all around. Team net, squad net, you guys did an excellent job making sure that every man was ready to move. Let me go over that where I just said so you guys can know. Index means end of exercise, so if we're not going into an actual mission, this was just an exercise and practicing whatever we're doing, or if it's a live fire exercise, it would be index. That means everything's completed, you're done, go ahead and rally somewhere. Mission complete means that the whole mission was complete. Mission failed, obviously, mission was failed. Alright, stay in your same position. So, you want to go over peeling, or I could go ahead and go over it?
I'll take care of it real quick.
Alright, so that is bounding forward. What we, can everybody hear me from this position?
Tracking.
Alright, so what we did, we can do opposite. We can fucking bound backwards. So if you bound forward, we can bound backwards. That's what I mean by break contact. If we needed to get out of a pickle, we can do what we just did, but in reverse.
Sergeant Smith.
They will hold, cover fire, and one team will bound backwards to the nearest fucking cover and become evasive fire, and the process will do exactly the same, but in reverse. Now, let's say we needed to fucking move laterally. That's fucking left or right.
We need a full arsenal up top.
Well, that is called peeling. If we wanted to peel to our fucking left, the person on the far right is going to be the first person to peel. So that's going to be last person at the end of the line. To peel. When he goes,
Do that, Sergeant?
sure.
Copy that. Step back.
Yep.
Turn. Last man.
Now the person next is going to give him a little bit of distance before he takes back and does the exact same thing. Because you don't want to have a whole fire team up and fucking running past. You know, you want to have it kind of orderly. So, as Private O'Connell is a quarter of the way down, that's when the next person in line is going to pop up, take a step back, turn, call it last man, and start running to the very end of the line.
When you're naked.
Well, beginning. Let's put it that way. Since he started at the end, fucking Private O'Connell is now at the head of that fucking line. The next person that's fucking moving up here is going to be fucking Private Takei. He's going to do exactly what Private O'Connell did, and it's going to keep going and going and going, just like that.
Out for arsenals down.
We get where we need to go. Any questions? Alright. Fucking let's do it. Let's keep peeling left.
Last man.
There you go.
Last man.
Since someone says last man, it's your time to get up. You don't want to waste time. Remember, the enemy's putting a lot of fire on you.
The fire team fast.
Yep. Keep on going.
Tracking.
Let's go ahead and space it out.
Last man.
Last man.
What did you
There
say,
you go.
Sal? I didn't hear you.
I'd say watch your spacing a little bit, because if a 30, like a 30 millimeter, landed right here, we'd all be fucking dead.
Okay, what's the space? What do you think, like 10 meters or something? 5 meters?
Let me scooch a little bit. That
All
would
right.
be about good.
Alright, we can hold it.
Copy.
All right, everybody rally up over here by the flags.
No, wait 1 second. I want to hold up real quick. Lay back down where you're just at. I just want to point out something for you guys. Alright, let's see here. If I was to contact Private Moeller, no, let me not use this example. Just make sure you guys are online. That's the one to point out. If you're online, then nobody doesn't have to worry about shooting over somebody or not be able to engage a target. So be careful with that. And then someone did point out about spacing. If someone gets up right now, come up here. Private Goat, stay where you're at. Private Reed, I'm Specialist Reed, stay up. Everyone stand up. You guys look, see how spacing they are at right now. This is spacing what we're talking about. This is excellent spacing. Sergeant Marshall, you can agree with me right here.
Yes.
Spacing right here, if a 40 mic lands somewhere around here, somewhere near where Groat's at, Private Reed won't be affected by it. So make sure that you have enough spacing between yourself, like how Private Groat and Specialist Reed has. Alright, that's all I got on that.
All right, Alpha Bravo, have you guys rally up on the flags.
Bravo, rally up on flags.
All right, we are going to
guys,
take the blue flag to the Bound and Watch Overwatch course, gentlemen.
God. Excuse me. Good.
All right, looks like everybody. All right, follow us.
For this Smith, check frequency 3-1 over.
All right. So everybody who's running with us is down here already, correct?
Charlie 3-1 over.
Oh, you firm.
All right. All right. So everybody else, all the PV2s and above, you know what the fuck's about to happen. PV1s. This is our Bounding Overwatch course. This is a live fire. They are going to be shooting at you. Definitely need to shoot back at them. This course is from here to another set of flags behind me. So that is the goal. The two fire teams need to get to those flags. One person gets left behind, the fucking course is still active. So do not fucking leave your battle buddy. And fucking use communication to get from point A to point B. Utilize your weapon systems. The only thing that's not authorized is fucking AT, because there's no armor up there. But you got 40 mics, you got the fucking 2 saws, you got your M4s, and fucking about all I can say. You got smokes. Fucking use what you need to get from here to there. Try not to get bogged down, because if you're not moving, you're dying. So we got to keep on moving. Any questions before we kick this off?
Negative.
All right. I don't think we took a break. This is going to be kind of intensive. If you want to take a 2-minute bio break, get something to fucking drink, snack or something. Kneel down and stand back up.
Copy out.
All right. Put my fucking.
Sergeant Margiota.
Did it. On what? Say again. No. Sorry to bust your bubble.
Hey, quick tip, make sure y'all earplugs in.
Sorry, no problem. Oh, that's nice. Damn. Was your twin brother? Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh, so they went and fucking stole your shit. Huh. Isn't that nice?
It is nice.
Yeah, I would have been too, because you know, fuck, that's not something to take lightly when you get fucking caught plagiarizing. Yeah, but I mean, they couldn't have fucking
They're so nosy. Look at that. Just look at that.
just
Nosy. on
looked at the
people.
damn paper and seen that one
So
was
nosy.
dated before the other.
Look at them all going to try to listen in.
Oh well. Well. Yeah. I don't blame you. Alright. Oh, I'm still waiting on. Somebody tell him if he's shaking it more than twice, he's fucking playing with it.
You a real life medic, man. That's hype. Never seen one of you yet.
Few and far between.
You like it?
It's alright.
Do anything medical outside?
No.
Oh. Never mind then. Sorry.
I know fucking... Isn't Juju a fucking...
Yeah, Juju's a medic.
He's a medic here and a medic in real life.
I forget if... Yeah, I don't think he's military. I think he's working for
I
EMT or something.
I did 3 years as a 68 whiskey.
They're all back now.
We'll see how
Excellent.
that rolls.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit different.
I'm hoping so, actually.
Yeah, it's different. Alright, well, let's fucking get our game phases on. So, I'm gonna be pretty hands-off. Just because, you know, most of us here know what the fuck's about to happen, so it could be easily steer y'all in the direction that needs to be done to keep y'all moving, but that won't help you out. So, just like the Bound in Overwatch course that we just did, fire team leaders, you need to talk to each other, utilize weapon systems, and get from here down to the flags. Once you get there, it'll be fucking index, and then the fun begins when everybody starts telling you what they've seen go wrong. But try to prove them wrong by doing it as good as possible. Do it.
Three
Excellent.
earplugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can go deaf where you don't fucking hear anybody talking, which sucks. Anybody in the fire team you need medic, you have to pass it up through your fucking fire team leader. They're the only two that can talk to Private Mock. He is Mike. So pass it up.
Alright, deal set. Decoy set.
Alright, Alpha, rally on me over here to the right.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, go
Copy.
fucking peeking.
Interrogative. Are we getting made bulletproof for this?
This is Mike. Radio check. I'm pretty certain.
We should be.
If you pay me enough, I will.
Doc, this is Bravo. We hear you.
I'll consider subscribing to Twitch.
Alright. Oh, that's cool.
And prep your yellow smoke.
Yeah, you're clear to lock and load, brother.
Got it ready.
Also, make sure you have your wind gauge thing on with Shift K.
Also, who's your 2IC?
I believe I made O'Connell 2IC.
Copy.
Sounds good.
Alright, Russell 2IC.
And
Alright,
then
O'Connell, so I'll be with you then.
Yep.
Talk to you.
Since y'all can't take a bullet, let me make y'all invincible.
Oh, thank you.
Mainly McCoy, his face is too ugly. I'm pretty sure anybody want to shoot at it.
Alpha's Bravo, send traffic. Over.
Hey, McCoy, you hear me?
Oh, he didn't hear me say that.
Point on bounding.
Hey, McCoy. What's up, Sergeant McCoy?
Bravo, take point. Over.
Copy.
I think he might have said he had to
We'll start
step
on
up.
the
There
right
he is.
side.
Just letting you know, I had to give you I made you invincible,
Bravo,
even though
copies,
nobody
over.
wants to shoot at you because you're like one of the monsters under the bed. So,
Okay, cool. Thank you.
yep,
Hey,
should be
McCoy.
good now.
For this actual. Over.
Actions Op 4, send it over.
For this is Blue Fort, be advised, range is hot.
Y'all need that Zeus cannon since there's 8 of them, or are you guys
Solid
good?
copy. Fort.
McCoy, y'all need that Zeus cannon or
So
no?
anybody's shooting over the wall with their fucking head up there, you can blow it off.
Was that no? Yes, I can hear you over the
Yeah,
radio.
get on the Zeus.
Alright, want me to move it down?
Yeah, sure.
Can you shoot from there or no?
No.
Alright.
I'm just gonna get on this gun.
It's been moved.
You take his head off or what?
He's been moved to the west side.
Roger.
Alpha's Bravo, let me know when you guys are lock, cock, ready to rock.
We're having some technical difficulties here.
Bravo copies. Bravo
See what
copies.
orders can do
Over.
here.
Alpha, this is Bravo, we are set in position. Over.
Alpha copies, we're moving up. Bravo, this is Alpha, we're set.
Alpha is Bravo, waiting on one medical.
Oops.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alpha is Bravo, we are set in position.
Copy that, we're moving up.
Bravo. Got a big cannon shooting on the left side of that giant plate.
Alpha copies. Bravo, this Alpha, we're set.
Alpha is Bravo. Copy last.
There's only 2 of us against the squad, so no need to be nice here.
After that.
Alpha is Bravo, we are set in position.
Alpha copies. Bravo, this Alpha, we're moving up.
Bravo copies.
Bravo, this Alpha, we're set.
Alpha is Bravo, copy your last.
Bravo, this is Mike.
Oh, far right behind those, the fucking sand pile.
Bravo, this is Mike. How's your team doing medically?
Mike, Bravo, 2 low priority pain management. Other than that, we're green.
Boss Mike, solid copy. I'll get to you when I can. Out.
Alpha, this is Bravo, set in position.
Copy, Alpha's moving. Bravo, this Alpha, we're set.
Alpha, this is Bravo, copy your last. Alpha, this is Bravo, interrogative, did you realize smoke in our position? Over.
I don't believe so.
Colin.
Alpha is Bravo, copy.
As actual, we're trying to get to your position with Mike.
Actual, this is Bravo, whose position?
Actual is going to Bravo's position, top now.
Bravo, this Alpha.
Fiascos. RPG. Fuck y'all.
Alpha Van 358 unknown bearing RPG.
Alpha, this is Bravo. We are set in position. Over.
Copy that.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Sit rep. Over.
We're waiting for our R40 mic to throw some smoke for us.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Copy.
Deer.
Boys rearming.
Copy.
Sweet.
Bravo, this is Alpha, we are set.
Back up, engaging.
Alpha's Bravo. Copy.
I thought you were invincible. Did you go down?
Alpha, this is Bravo. Red smoke on enemy position.
They still go
Actual,
through it.
this is Alpha, over.
Alpha is actual, send it over.
We need a mic on our position.
Copy, we are moving.
I haven't seen the guys on the left in a while.
No, roger that on scan.
God, what was that? How are they still gonna push to this building even though it's getting hammered by artillery? Let's see if they will.
Alpha, this is Bravo. How copy?
Bravo, this is Alpha, we have one KIA waiting for a mic, over.
KIA?
Alright, tracking. Here's a plan we got so far. We're gonna have you guys move up, because our left forward position is getting the shit rocked. How copy?
Solid copy. You wanna move up to us and then provide overwatch?
Negative, have you move first.
Copy.
Whoever that is gonna run out of ammo real fucking fast.
Bravo, this is Alpha, we're moving.
Bravo copies.
Let's crash the hope so they can think they're coming over here. I think not.
Actual, this is Alpha, over.
Mike, this is Bravo.
Bravo, it's Mike, send it.
We got one, Black needs a, pain management. Over. Bravo, this is Mike. We're gonna move to you.
Bravo's Mike, so I'll copy.
Bravo, this is Alpha, we're gonna push up. Bravo, this is Alpha, we are set.
Bravo copies.
How did they get up to the rocks, I wonder? Oh, that's Alpha. Bravo.
Actual, this is Alpha.
Alpha, does actual send it over?
I believe we might need a mic up here.
You might or you do?
We do, sorry.
Copy.
Alpha, this is Mike.
Find Big Rock.
Copy that, got one peeking left side.
Alpha, this is Bravo, how copy?
Bravo, this is Alpha, we got one wounded.
Tracking Bravo, holding here.
Alpha, this is Mike.
Mike, this is Alpha, send it.
Alpha, this is Mike. Be advised, I'm gonna move up to the Bravo and then move to you after I've moved up.
Solid copy.
Alpha, this is Bravo, we are moving up. We will still be behind your position for time being. Alpha's Bravo, moving up, possibly still behind your position.
Alpha copies.
Down one, left of that cement pipe.
Reloading.
They're trying to peek around the rock again. Alpha's Bravo, we are taking care of, injured.
Alpha copies. We will, we'll wait for you, and then we're gonna, if you can provide overwatch, we'll move up to the next position.
Where are you looking at moving?
The right side where this, propane.
We gotta rearm.
Alright, tracking, we'll let you know when it's Alpha, you up? That's some good 40 smoke.
Alpha's good.
Alright, Bravo's covering. Move.
Awesome. Thumbs up over there.
Just spraying in that smoke.
They were behind the rocks, correct? Which is the reason why I put the mortars right there.
sit rep.
This is Alpha, I believe we have 2 down. Waiting on the mic.
Yeah, don't look at me. Put out some present fire, Alpha. It's not helping me.
Grabbing RPGs.
Roger.
Oh, Smith is bleeding. Mike, this is Bravo.
Bravo, this Mike, send it.
1 man down, needs FE. One's trying to suppress you from behind that orange tanker.
Roger that.
Right where that smoke just ballooned.
Bravo, this actual over.
Actual, this is Bravo. Send traffic over.
Bravo, you have 1 man down. Over.
Hey, for 1 man down. He's patched up, just needs CFE.
Copy, move it to your position, tell him now. Friendly green smoke going out. That was fucking shitty.
Green smoke. Americans sit under green smoke, right?
Ah.
This is Alpha, over.
Alpha's Bravo, send it.
You guys set?
Negative. Got Mike patched up, one of our guys. Also, we have no visual. We are smoked out, over.
Copy. Alpha's gonna push up. You can go ahead and smoke that next H barrier up there. We're gonna move up to it.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Be advised, we have 0 visual. Over.
Copy. We're gonna throw some smoke.
Find the bulldozer.
So you guys have a place to move to.
Bravo copies.
Actual, this is Alpha. Over.
Never hide behind full tank.
Alpha, this is Mike.
This is Alpha, send traffic.
Alpha, this is Mike, just saw that barrel explode. You guys okay over there?
I went down for a little bit, but I'm back up.
Solid copy. Alpha.
Gotta rearm one last time.
Bravo has 1 down. Yeah, copy. I'm out of RPGs. I think I'll let it go though.
Roger, yeah, they're almost there. Like, we have a few more boxes.
Alright, I'm gonna hop down there, guys.
Oh, some of them are at the flag, I think.
Alright, let's see for the flag.
And then some of them are still way back there.
Bravo, this is Alpha. We are set.
Make sure you guys change your uniform once you're done.
Roger.
Step over me. I'll stay crouched.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Sit rep.
001,
bandaging.
just on sandbags. Move to
Bravo,
the left.
this is Alpha. We are set.
Alright, as soon as we get our man patched up, we're gonna be moving to your last position.
Ah, shit. Box down. Collar's down.
That must have smoked them, right?
Can't seem to carry him.
Bravo's all up.
Ah, you're good? Alright.
Back
Well,
up.
you're up. Yeah.
Good.
I got a bandage. I'm a
Back
little
up.
fucked up everywhere.
Alright, everybody make sure you're bandaged up.
Copy that. Bandaging now.
Zeus gun 337. Left side.
So amazing. Just took out all of them, I think, that.
That's a pretty small burst.
Never mind, they're not down.
Move to 341 behind sandbags.
Bravo, this is Alpha. Over.
Alpha's Bravo, send traffic over.
We are set, but we cannot provide a lot of cover from here.
Bravo copies. We don't have much. We ain't got shit for. We gotta go.
357. On KR, jump building sandbags.
Alpha's Mike Bennett.
I could use some pain management up here.
Alpha's Mike Bennett. Need to be ammo for now.
Copy that.
Fuck, Muller's down again.
One guy peeking the right of the Heskas by the flags.
Yeah, I think you got him. Keep eyes for anybody running out of that green smoke to get to the flags.
I'm shut black on ammo.
You need to bandage my legs.
Shit.
There's a whole fire team behind that
Muller's down and I can't
rusted
see
steel wall.
Problems, Mike.
Copy.
I'm gonna get one of his injuries I can, that way the Mike can get to him.
Mike, this is Alpha. We have one wounded up here now.
Alpha's Mike. Looks like Bravo has a wounded as well. I'm gonna get to Bravo first and then to you.
Right, I got you, buddy.
Copy that.
I hate it when they have a lot of fill-ins. They don't suffer as badly.
Copy that. Send it up that I'm gonna have to use red smoke to cover Muller.
Copy.
Actually, this is Alpha. Be advised, we're going to be using red smoke as concealment.
Copy, I'm calling it up.
Alpha, this is Bravo.
Be advised, red smoke is for friendly concealment.
Bravo's back up. Where the fuck they trying to go to? Yeah, no shit, man. We gotta fucking move quick. This fucking shit. Oh, I did a lot of good. Alright, who cares? Alpha, this is Bravo, set rep.
Bravo, this is Alpha. We are set.
Yellow smoked him on the right. I got a few guys in the open.
He's bandaged up, he's just in pain.
Let's keep on moving.
Also got guys on the left of the HESCO and ending.
Get it tight on this fucking BRDM.
Keep eyes on that right smoke plume though.
BRDM, where?
Fucked up.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck.
Did they call up that red smoke?
Sergeant.
Yes.
Anyone have...
Did they call up that red smoke?
Got a smoke. Send it towards Actual and Mike.
Oh, my bad.
Two guys down over here.
Got fucked up.
Muller, I need to smoke.
Alright, index. Go ahead and bandage you guys. Go change your clothes and move back.
Oh, we got a guy down.
Got two guys down up here.
I'm up.
Okay, you're up.
Mike, this is Bravo.
Just starting to steal your 4
Alright.
for cover.
It's fucking index.
If you need to do it, do
Condition
it.
for your weapons and
Alright,
really for
condition.
me.
condition 4.
Alright, we still
and
got a
then,
guy down over here.
He's gonna get up.
Alright,
Condition
Sergeant, I
4
gotta
your
get out
weapons
of
and
here.
rally on me.
Alright.
Have a good night.
Good night.
So if you take the mag out, do you still got one in the tube, or?
No.
Nope.
No, it
Okay.
clears everything. Alright, everybody just stand still so I can,
User disconnected from your channel.
They're all healed. Don't worry.
Are they?
If you're a helper, you know the rules. Well, not the rules, but you know the drill. Get behind us. If you're a private, get in front of us. First and foremost, did you guys have fun?
Yeah, it was a little different.
Yes, I had fun, Sergeant.
A little different in how so?
Trying to manage providing cover fire while leading the team at the same time.
Okay. Well, I got nothing for y'all because I really didn't pay attention to what y'all did. All I did was just look at the mistakes. The very large mistakes, I should say. I didn't look at the very smaller ones, which are very more effective. But the mistakes that were so obvious that I had to interject on there were, how many of you that got hit by mortars?
Which position? This one?
There was a lot of mortars, but those mortars didn't hit nobody unless it was intentional, which some of them were. And what about the mortars behind the rocks, or in front of the rocks? Who got hit by that when they started moving?
Pretty sure one dropped right on my head.
We got
Sergeant.
2 that got hit by that before they made it to the next cover.
You guys were behind those rocks for a long time, like a very long time. You guys ran up there.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. You guys were behind those rocks for a long time, and I completely understand a lot of fire may happen. You can just pop smoke in and leave from that position and move up. And there's a lot of things that could happen for you to get out of there, and there's a lot of reasons why you may be behind there. But I put mortars in front of the rocks because I can't put it behind you guys. Because of course, some rounds may somehow magically hit you guys, so I put it in front. But when you guys started moving, that's when 2 guys who moved in front of the rocks got hit by it, and that's completely not your fault. I just want to point it out just so you guys know that those mortars hit down when you guys took forever. All the mortars came were due to the case of either no one no one moved sufficiently in enough time, which means you guys were there for a long time. And if the mortars hit you, that means that you did something wrong. The mortars were hitting the house because I didn't want you guys to move to the house, but you guys could have moved to the house and that would stop hitting the mortars there. But the decision of moving towards Bravo's position or whoever position was to the right, excellent job. Whoever decided on that. You guys avoided the building that was getting mortared every single time. The enemy thought you guys were behind that. So, excellent decision on there. I put mortars on the red smoke. I did not hear it being called out, even though it was called out. I had to make sure it was called out afterwards to put the mortars on there. But you notice that mortars went everywhere around that red smoke, which is why some of you were down from that. And who got mortars dropped on top of their head?
I did, Sergeant.
I did, sir.
Twice.
Where?
Real quick,
At the
there's no
rock?
fucking I, okay? There's like 30 fucking people who are gonna be talking and spaced out. Well, if you say I, you fucking say your name.
Which position did you get a mortar just landing on your head?
Novikov got hit by the rocks.
Okay, so that was the only thing? Yeah, I think it was 2 privates get hit by that. Alright. Alright, that concludes mine. Sergeant Marshall, you got anything as acting actual?
Yes, thank you. Alright, so overall, pretty good. One of the better ones I've seen on day 2, so give yourselves a pat on the back for that. Don't give out too many compliments on this day. But stuff that could be worked on was speed of attack. It did take a little bit for y'all to start moving from the first HESCO. The team that was posted up on the HESCO was a little short, slow on movement, but it picked up to a good point, but it did go to a crawl where we expected it to. Mike even pointed out that y'all were doing good, but it was going to slow down. It always slows down once y'all get past the house area, and you start having to work with fucking small objects like that little fucking wall, then down here, and then shit starts getting really spaced, and they really start getting the advantage. I'm gonna get to your comment in a minute. Just keep track of ammo. Try not to burn through it all. From start to finish was only roughly 400 meters, so just, you know, y'all were suppressing them quite a bit, but they were also zeroing in on y'all because a lot of people were still peeking out from the same place that they were getting shot. So shoot and move, you know, fundamentals that we discussed on day one: shoot, move, communicate, survive, and sustain. So make yourself a hard target. You know, if you happen to be one, don't make it easy on them. Yellow smokes got a little crazy at times. Try to take advantage of it. There was a couple of times where both teams could have moved on one smoke. Obviously, that was further back there due to angles and whatnot, but pretty much all I have. So, like I said, presently surprised for day 2. So, good job. Let's see, does anybody have anything? Oh, yes, Private Decay, you had a comment before we go on?
We had the Hesco Bear. Were you talking about the first one where we were taking a little time?
Yes, the very, very first one. Yes.
We had an issue getting set. I believe Novi might have his binding not set for climbing.
Right, I've seen that. Alright.
I can sort that out after class, Sergeant.
Thank you. So,
and then also, we did sit at that rock for a while, but eventually we were waiting for Bravo to get set, but they had some medical problems, but we ended up moving up anyways. And the same when we got to this little fence here, the propane tank exploded, so then we moved up again before Bravo was set.
Right.
And we actually switched point.
Yeah, that's fine. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Fucking, it's all MET-TC shit. It's good that you were taking initiative and moving forward, but in that case, you don't want to go too far. You don't want to leave your fucking your other half too far back there, because if something was really to go wrong, or they started getting flanked, or enemies coming up on that 6, it would have been hard for you to pull back to help them out. So, good and bad. Just, if you need to push up, you can do it, but just do it in moderation. But
we were taking heavy mortar fire there, so that's why I decided to move forward.
That's
and then
totally understandable.
When the tank exploded, we had no solid cover.
Right.
So then I made the decision to move up again.
That's fun. That's fun. You know, that's the first time I've seen that tank explode in I don't know how many classes, Sergeant Smith.
Yeah, I used to keep putting mortars on it, but I said why not just press. But it doesn't actually explode with any fuel, so you guys don't get down from it exploding. It just disappears. It blows up and disappears. But just imagine you guys being right by a fuel tank and explodes as an actual explosion and downing both of y'all. So I decided to do that for this class to show you guys never hide behind a fuel tank.
Yeah,
so we should have pushed up to this H barrier then.
It's kind of a fucky situation. I probably would have went for the machinery, or used this rock and then bound up somehow by buddy teams with this fucking BRDM. Because one, that's a fucking tin fence. You don't even need armor piercing rounds to go through that. And if they were using armor piercing, I know those shoot clean through that orange fucking tank because I've been hit multiple times by it. So I probably would have took the machine route. But you don't always fucking do the right thing the first time. I know. I fucking had to run the fire team when I was a fucking PB1, and I know I did it fucking horribly. So, not here to bust your balls, just learn from your mistake, and try to grow from it. Alright.
Question and comment on that too.
Yeah.
Got time? Question, do we use lace reports?
Excuse me?
Do we use a lace report system?
We use Ace. Liquid doesn't apply to Arma.
Well, that's fair, but I mean, like, a generalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we did forget to go over that. Ace reports and the spot reports and contact reports.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
That could be a
day
day
3
thing.
Yep.
It's not a big. Yeah, Ace, ammo, casualty, and equipment. Yeah. So it's just very fucking minor. We just want to,
Alright.
yeah.
That felt weird. Like, I kept calling it and I wasn't getting anything back. But okay,
Yeah.
checking. And then I guess to the other two here, team leader's a shitty spot to be in. I know I was a saw gunner back in my prime days, and I was a team leader for a while. And this can be more difficult in a way. You get tunnel vision. Yes, you are infantry, but every once in a while, do scan left and right. Because the thing is your guys that are down, they can't tell you they're down. So there's a few times my AR got hit, and I never would have fucking known if you don't scan left and scan right as that team leader. Because you also have to provide guidance for those 3 guys below you. So make sure that you are taking yourself out for a few seconds. Scan left, scan right. Is my team good to move? Because the other team is going to be dependent on your actions.
Then, power radio communications.
They were fun. I mean, y'all would communicate with each other, so I mean, I can't complain about that. You know, like I said, this was one of the better toms on a course that I've seen. Y'all moved up in a timely manner. I don't think anybody actually went black on ammunition, did they?
Smokes, that's about it.
Bravo did, but we shared the wealth for a little while.
Well, there you go. Fucking can't ask for much more than that. So, yep, I would have to fucking echo what Private Grote. Fucking, it's hard. You want to get tunnel vision. You know, you want to fucking shoot, but being in that fucking leadership position, you have to fucking be there for your guys. You got to fucking take a second, step back, and fucking focus on them. And then, you know, you got to utilize them as a fucking tool. If you're sitting there fucking just shooting, not giving them orders, that's very ineffective. Plus, he brought up a very good point with people going down. It might not even be your battle buddy. You know, that fucking grenadier and rifleman are busy doing their job, and the grenadier goes down. The rifleman gets tunnel vision. You know, you gotta watch the welfare of your guys. So, all very good points made. All right, I'm gonna shut up for tonight. All right, does anybody have anything?
Yes, I believe Sergeant McCoy was first.
Oh, all right.
Thank you, Sergeants. First and foremost, you guys have fun, huh?
What?
All right. Just a couple things. I noticed there were only a couple contact reports called up on the squad net, so it's something that you should be doing on a more constant basis. I know there's only 2 of us up there, but we tried to shift positions as much as we could, so keep calling that shit up. Effective use of cover. I noticed a lot of guys just exposing their whole bodies. They go out of the cover and they're just standing out in the open, not effectively using it and exposing themselves. And when you did that, I'm sure you noticed you got fucking lit up. And the last thing is peeking from the same spot. If you peek out and you get suppressed and have to move, the enemy already has you zeroed in on that spot, and they're going to be watching for it. So make sure that you're getting creative with how you use cover to effectively engage. And that's all I got. Thank you, Sergeants.
All right, thank you,
Sergeant McCoy. Specialist Reed, you got anything?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Sergeant. I had 2 comments. First one, for everyone in general, is make sure you're watching your fire rates. We had guys in Bravo at least running low on ammo before we even got halfway here. So if you're firing at long range, remember, single shot, let the gun reset. And if you are suppressing, like you're not shooting at a point target, 1 round every 3 to 5 seconds. Otherwise, you're gonna go through all your ammo real quick. And then, my second comment was that when the support base fire team takes a casualty, if they still have enough men up to cover you, it is acceptable to move. You don't have to wait for all 4 of them to be up if you're the team moving. There were a few times we were not maneuvering because we were waiting for one guy to get up in the team that didn't have to move. And aside from that, I think everything actually went really well tonight. You did good.
I believe we had one more that.
Sergeant Dale has a comment. Sergeant.
But we're skipping Private O'Connell, but we'll go with Sergeant Dale, then Private O'Connell next.
Thank you, Sergeant. This is aside from your guys' performance, but this applies to you and to everyone else standing here. When you're called on, a fucking thank you, Sergeant. What the fuck?
Apologies. Did I say thank you, Sergeant?
No, you fucking didn't.
Sorry, I thought I said thank you, Sergeant, when he called me.
Continue, that was all.
Private O'Connell?
Thank you, Sergeant. Just a couple of things. And this, I guess, sort of ties into things that have already been said, but I noticed a couple of times, and it was definitely around times where we were having casualty issues, where the frequency of guns going off kind of dropped. And I know one thing that's really important is to keep the enemy's heads down, and if there are not bullets flying at those heads, they tend to not stay very far down. But that's, that's just one thing to keep in mind, keep dialed in. And Private Take, I noticed you doing something really cool. But I think some tweaking and balancing as time goes on is always a good thing. You did a good job of doing kind of like what Private Grote was talking about, and what Sergeant Maggiata echoed. And I noticed you actually stepping back and observing the situation in at several instances. And that's one thing I know a lot of brand new team leaders tend to have an issue with. They get that tunnel vision, and you managed to avoid it for what seemed like the most part. So, good going. And that's all. Thank you again, Sergeant.
Thank you. Any last questions? Comments?
Take has one follow-up comment.
Said it.
To add to you, O'Connell, I think I did the
Thank you, Sergeant.
opposite. Oh, thank you, Sergeant. I believe I wasn't firing enough, and I was too worried about managing the team more than putting rounds downrange.
That's your primary job as a team leader, so you did it right.
You ever watch Band of Brothers?
Fucking epic.
I've only made it to the second episode so far.
Okay, well, no spoilers, but there's a part where Nixon says, the captain says, I've been in combat for fucking 6 months a year, and I still haven't shot my weapon once. If you don't shoot, but your team is effectively neutralizing the targets, you're still doing what you need to do.
Yep.
Well, thank you, that's all I had.
Yep, I don't have anything to say against that. That's fucking perfect. Alright. Once again, any last... Alright. Well, yours, Sergeant Smith.
Thank you, Sergeant. I have no more other questions, comments. Day 3 will resume on Tuesday, same time. We're going to be going over CQB and then ACE reports, of course, and along with salute reports and sit reps and spot reports and all that stuff like that. And then we're going over some land nav, vehicle PID, mounting and dismounting of our friendly assets. You guys, Private's got any questions, comments? I think Sergeant March already asked, actually. Don't worry about that. You guys are dismissed. If you guys do feel like you want to transfer over to Class Alpha, you can for Day 3 and Day 4. Just let Sergeant Margietta and I know, or try to put down that you're transferring on the First Sergeant's forum page. This way, we can at least know what we're expecting on day 3 and day 4, whether or not if we should let tell other guys transfer to as well.
Can we get a time hack on those training days, Sergeant, real quick?
Class Alpha is at 1300 Eastern, Saturday and Sundays.
You mean squad trainings or OSUT classes?
Oh, the OSUT classes.
Okay, yes.
And also as well, once again, you guys fill in for squad trainings as well. There's squad trainings tomorrow, during the evening, and then there's squad trainings on Sunday. Yep, you guys are dismissed.
Excellent.
Alright.
Novi, do you want to work on the key binding?
You guys fucking ruined the day I get to shoot at PV1s. You did too fucking
I can
good.
take care of you.
Alright, yeah, you guys are dismissed. Get out of my server before you guys don't know how to get back.
Alright, Sergeant Smith, I'm helping with the keybind real quick before you reset it. Alright, so I'm gonna go hit escape.
And so I believe we've already had. I've already
Oh, yeah.
discussed it with you, but I do plan. And I posted on the forum to return to Alpha.
And then
Class
I'm
Alpha.
gonna go to the drop-down custom controls.
Alright, see you guys.
Yep, if you guys want to do some game night, I'm going to do. My squad's doing King of the Hill today.
Custom action 1.
Okay, copy that.
Yeah, you want to bind that. I use my up arrow key.
User left your
Most
channel.
people use.
User left your
So
channel.
bind that to whatever you prefer, and make sure you hit OK and don't hit escape. So it'll save it. If you hit escape, it won't save.
I asked you check your messages.
No, I'm good on that, Sergeant.
User left your channel. User left your channel.
So demanding. Okay, then get out.
Yeah, right.
Alright, let's see here.
Still keeps telling me can't climb here.
Interesting. Try hitting just up arrow right now. See what happens. When you're not just like stand away from the wall. You should do a little jump if it works.
No, it just keeps telling me can't climb here.
Okay, there's something conflicting with your ace then. Stand by.
Have you tried the so you're doing the ace movement, right?
Yeah, it's an ace command, but it's technically a vanilla keybind.
Right, because it says Control V, but I use my space bar.
Right. Yeah, so when I hit Control V, it says can't climb here. So let's try this. Go into Configure Controls again, and then hit Configure Add-ons, and then go to Ace Movement. And then what is
Okay, I'm there.
What is climb bound as?
It's bound as quotation marks up.
Okay, that's the conflict. So go ahead and change that bind. The default is Control Victor. So make sure that's not the same.
Okay, do you want me to delete the previous bind then and change that to Control Victor?
Yes.
Okay, I'm good.
Alright, now go ahead and try the up arrow key. There we go.
Alright.
Great, thank you much.
No problem.
Really appreciate you guys taking the time to help me out with this.
Wouldn't be
Not a
doing a
problem.
job if we didn't.
Yep. Be doing ourselves a disservice.
So I will be back next Tuesday and have more fun. So thank you, sergeants, and talk to you later on.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah, we go.
good night.
Alright. Adios. I can't believe they don't have a fucking recruit class going on.
Yeah, no one signed up tonight.
Somebody else to say it before I fucking hit reset. Kick everybody out that motherfucker.
I am off.
Alright, why don't you leave? Take Sergeant Smith with you.
No, you can have him, son.
Disconnected from your channel.
I don't want him.
So there's no game night.
Mysterious, what are you talking about?
I've been waiting on you.
Busy typing stuff down.
Oh no.
Probably
I grab a shower. Oh, hello.
Yeah, that was very, very well said. You're
Channel switched.
Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Well, see you guys in actually an hour, 30 minutes maybe.